There's a quiet stretch of Carolina shore where the world forgot the rush. No towering walls, no neon lights, just tide and wind and hush. I found it broken, I found it lost, with an ocean full of tears. But something in the whispering tide said, child, bring your heart here. From sunrise gold to evening glow, the waves kept whispering what I know. It's to west, oh I must go, where the wild tides heal my soul, where the wind speaks soft and low, and the ocean holds my grief. I walk that shore from dawn till dark, shells and feathers in the sand. And somewhere in that Carolina breeze, I feel a hold in my hand. Miles of shells along that shore, treasure shining in the sun. Oyster shells with sacred faces, Jesus and Mary looking on. Sometimes there among the tide, a heart-shaped shell appears to me, or a feather drifting on the wind, a message from eternity. Ray, I see you in the fire. Ray, I feel you by my side. Everywhere, Ray, that rose to shore brings you back to me once more. It's too late, so I must go. Where the wild tides heal my soul, where the wind speaks soft and low, and the ocean holds my grief. I write his name inside her heart, where the waves will let it stand. And somewhere in the Carolina breeze, I feel a hold in my hand. Every morning when the sun appears, I walk the shoreline with my tears, and in the sand with careful hands, I write his name where heaven stands. Every morning when the sun appears, I walk the shoreline with my tears, and in my sand with careful hands, I write his name where heaven stands. A heart around it in the sand, before the rising tide rolls in, and when the waves erase the lines, I know he's written back again. It's too early, so I must go. Let the healing waters flow, where the ocean speaks his name and reminds me I'm not alone. From sunrise shells to twilight sand, that sacred shore still understands, and every way the road's to land feels like grace still holding my hand. So when the world grows hard and cold, and my heart meets somewhere I know, it's too early, still I must go. I must go. I must go.
Okay, let's see here what we got today. So that's what we've got today, and there's a lot of other things as well. Let me get to the chat here. Okay. Let me make sure that you can hear me. Let's go. Okay. All right, good. So let's see. Hi, Matt Winnicott. Hi, Lisa Damron. How are you? Hi, Jen Grill. Hi, Serenity Trek. I was just thinking of you the other day. I was just thinking of you. Because I saw your name in a comment and I said, where is that Serenity Trek? You know who else? Flower Girl Phillips. Is that? Oh, Phyllis. She's always in the comments. And then Janadu. And then I hardly ever see Berg Strong anymore. She used to always be in the comments in the morning because she was a replay watcher. Hope they're all doing well. Janadu I see every so often. Okay, so this is what we're doing tonight. Utah versus Tracey Grist. Tracey Grist was found guilty. I thought there wasn't going to be a verdict today. It got to the point, and then the judge came back on, and we had a verdict. High murder of crows. Tomorrow, the Athena Strand trial is back on. I've got to fix my, hold on a minute. I just saw something. I've got to fix my thumbnail. That's going to bother me. That's not the right thumbnail. My thumbnail doesn't look like that. What, I must have put the wrong, don't tell me that's the one I have. Hopefully I have the right one in my, let me make sure I have the right one on my video. That bothers me. Go here, just hang on a minute, guys. No, I don't have the right one on there. Hold on. Oh my goodness, what happened? Let me just change it because I hate things that are not right here. You know what? Where is it? So yeah, Tracey Grist was found guilty, and she really had no reaction, but it is the strangest court case I've ever seen because you're not allowed to see it. You don't see a reaction. I mean, it's like, I don't understand, because when we saw Corey Richins, she did not have the freedom that this woman has. This woman walks out not escorted by anybody. She actually leads the way. Okay? I think that's crazy. When Charlie Adelson was convicted, do you remember they didn't even let him in with the tie, and everybody said, oh, that's like the kicker. But they immediately shackled him up. They started doing his fingerprints. I've never seen anyone like this. I'll show you what I mean. It's just incredible. I don't understand. She has, like, you would think the Adelsons are the Timu version, and she's like the high society or something. I don't know who she is over there or who she's connected with, but she's given like preferential treatment. It's crazy. I have never seen anything like it. Okay, let me see here. Let me just change this thumbnail before I go freaking crazy. Oh, and if you could give me some good prayers, that would be great, because I told you I had those tests, and I have a little, well, it's a thing I knew because I was going to some, it's a long story. They didn't have my records or whatever, and so like there's a thing, and hopefully it's nothing, but I have to wait until tomorrow when, so yeah, if you want to send some prayers and good thoughts, that would be great. Try not to think about it. Okay. So let me get to this thing, and I don't know why it's doing this, because it's not like that on the master. And it's just not coming up. Why is it doing that? This is crazy. I don't understand. Okay. Why is this thumbnail doing this? All right, let me just try to fix this one more time. I don't know why it's doing this. Download again. All right, I'll try this one more time, and then I'm just going to give up on it. It's just going to stay the way it is. Okay. Save. All right, so now I'll just forget this now. So let me show you what I mean about, whatchamacallit, about Tracey. So it's just crazy. Okay, that's day 4. Go to my channel here. She's completely like protected. I don't get it.
I am busy enough, and my boss thinks I can handle training a new hire.
You obviously haven't heard of Scribe, have you?
Okay, now watch this.
Thank you. Mr. Facemeyer, if you would quietly stand to receive.
Well, that reminds me, I've got to do the finger looking thing.
In the 4th District Court, Provo, Utah County, State of Utah. State of Utah plaintiff versus Tracey Marie Grist, defendant. Case number 241101170. Judge Roger W. Griffin. As to count 1, we, the jury, impaneled in the above entitled cause, find the defendant as to count 1, murder, as charged in the information, guilty. Jury for a person.
No reaction. Your head stays up. Look
As
at
to
that.
count 2, we, the jury, impaneled in the above entitled cause, find the defendant as to count 2, conspiracy to commit murder, as charged in the information, guilty. Signed, jury for a person. As to count 3, we, the jury, impaneled in the above entitled cause, find the defendant as to count 3, obstruction of justice, as charged in the information, guilty. Further, having found the defendant guilty, we unanimously find Tracey Marie Grist was a party to planting the knife in Matthew Rastelli's hand. Tracey Marie Grist made an untruthful statement to 911 or to the police that Matthew Rastelli had a knife before Kevin Ellis shot Matthew Rastelli. Signed, jury foreperson. As to count 4, we, the jury, impaneled in the above entitled cause, find a defendant as to count 4, commission of domestic violence in the presence of a child, as charged in the information, guilty. As to count 5, we, the jury,
Look at her
impaneled
head
in
has
the
not,
above entitled
her head
cause,
is up so
find a
high.
defendant as to count 5.
And the jury is over
Commission of
here on this
domestic
side. She's
violence
not
in the
looking at the
presence of a
jury. She's
child,
looking straight at
charged in the
that court
information,
reader.
Guilty. Signed, jury
She's so
foreperson.
indignant that she's not
As to
even,
count 1, 2,
she's going to stay
4,
there
or
like,
5,
how dare you do
we, the
this?
jury,
I am going to
impaneled in
hold
the
my
above
head high.
entitled
Now
cause,
she did,
find
lowered
that
it a
at the
little
time
bit,
of the
tiny
offenses
bit,
of count 1, 2, 4,
but she
or
didn't
5,
lower, she's not,
that Tracey Marie Grist and Matthew Rastelli were cohabitants. Signed, jury foreperson.
Thank you. Please be seated.
okay. Now, when they polled the jury,
Mr. Facemeyer, do you wish to
and you know what
present?
else? He didn't, usually, what does the lawyer do? He just taps him on the back or says something. You could tell he was so fed up. And I think she was pissed at the way, I think she's going to blame this whole thing on ineffective counsel. No consolation.
Thank you.
See, look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is a
No
standard
consolation.
practice that we do called polling the jury. It's a little laborious, but what I shall do is I'll just go down the row and ask each of you as to each count if this is indeed your verdict, and then we'll move on to the next person. So it'll take a few minutes, but we'll make sure that the record is clear. And as I mentioned, this is the standard practice. I'll just start with juror number 6, then I'll go to juror 10, and then juror
Now, this was
27.
the strangest thing. One of the jurors, I thought they were going to have a mistrial, was so confused. I've never seen a polling of the jury like
And
this.
and then we'll go to the back row, and then just hold up your placard so I can see your number, and then we'll go from there. So juror number 6, starting with you, is it indeed your verdict is to count 1 guilty?
Yes.
As to count 2, is it indeed your verdict guilty?
Yes.
As to count 3, is it indeed your verdict guilty?
Yes.
Is it indeed your verdict also that Tracey Marie Grist planted a knife in Matthew Rastelli's hand?
Yes.
Is it also your verdict that she made an untruthful statement to 911 or the police that Matthew Rastelli had a knife before Kevin Ellis shot Matthew Rastelli?
Yes.
Count 4, is it indeed your verdict guilty?
Yes.
Count 5, is it indeed your verdict guilty?
Yes.
Count 6, the special verdict for cohabitation, is it indeed your verdict that they were cohabitants?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I think it was his
And
second.
I was a little neglectful there, so I want to do a couple of things just to make sure we're clear.
Oh.
Count 1 was murder, and that was indeed your verdict for murder.
Yes.
And then for count 2, it was conspiracy to commit murder. That was your verdict as well. And then count 3, it was as to obstruction of justice. It was
One of the jurors is like, he doesn't understand. He has to
Yes.
go over
I
this.
do want to say, although you didn't mention it, this count 1, 3, 4, and 5 are all as a party to. Is that correct?
As a party too. And
Counts
then he's,
1, 2, 4, and 5 are
Sorry.
cohabitants.
1, 2.
okay, that was just, so they polled everybody. Now
That's
watch how
1,
she leaves
2.
this courtroom.
The time of the offenses and count.
All rise for the jury.
About Monday.
They're all scheduling the sentencing for June. I forget the date, but I want to listen to
How
this.
long is that trial? Let's do it on Friday.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Murder.
June 19th, it's a Friday at 9 a.m. Does that work for you, Mr. Watabe? Or you're doing that, Mr. Faceler? How about you? Okay, perfect.
Can I ask what the current state law is for June 19th? Is that Juneteenth, what is the holiday for the state now?
Yeah, Monday's the holiday.
We celebrate it on the Monday?
Yeah, this is, I think, the last year that we do that, and then we go back to this, the way the rest of the country
Yeah.
celebrates.
Thank you.
It was a good question. That's what we were just talking about. You said that works for you, Mr. Faceler? Thank you. Mr. Watabe? Oh,
I'm still checking.
Okay, thank you.
she's like totally, I don't know, I think because resigned, her son's there, or, you know. Her lawyer hasn't consoled her one bit, not even a whisper, nothing. I think there's some animosity there. My goodness.
Oh, Mr. Faceburn?
They leave the 12th.
That won't work as well. We can do the week after June 19th.
Any day during the weeks besides Friday and
I've got some trials is the problem.
It's just a well past the
Yeah, I know.
not trying to be difficult, but at the same time.
You know, that was the problem is I'm unavailable because I'm not here.
We could do the week of June 22nd, or any day that week,
The week of the 22nd or the week of the 8th before the 12th?
or the week of the 8th
Of what? July? I can't go out that far.
of June.
June 8th, I'm not available.
Okay, then June 22nd is the week of June 22nd.
Is that a civil? What do we have in the morning?
So,
Oh, what? All right, we'll have to bump the other one. So
You're
what
all
day
right.
is that again? June 22nd at 1:30 work for you, Mr. Facemeyer?
no, they're not back.
So it's June 22nd?
Don't get back until the 24th.
Can you change your plans? I can't go out forever.
I can't. It's out of the area.
When do you get back?
We get back the 25th of June.
Who's talking? Can you change your plans? He asked whoever it was.
No, the 12th didn't work. For somebody. So what day again? What time do the Rastellis leave?
They leave the 12th.
12th of June,
The Rastellis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
From California.
right.
10 o'clock. 11. The 10th. All right, we'll make my criminal calendar on Wednesday, the 10th, light, and we'll do it at 10:30. Wednesdays.
The 10th?
Yeah.
So June 10th is her sentencing, I guess. I want to
Thank
hear
you,
the
Mr. Facemeyer. I
victim's
appreciate
impact
that.
statements for sure.
All right, before I go back and chat with the jury, anything else from the state we need to put on the record?
I'm going to mark that in my agenda.
Would you be willing to ask the jury if they'd be willing to speak with them?
I will, I always do that. I'll talk with them privately
All right,
first.
thank you.
Anything from the defense, Mr. Facemeyer, to put on the record?
Just checking the time for...
10:30 on the 10th. We'll do a light calendar that morning to accommodate the sentencing. But there may be a little bleed over, so people have to be a little flexible. Does that still work?
Oh, yeah. I was checking, maybe ask for the time, just making sure.
All right. And anything you need to put on the record?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, counsel. We'll be in recess.
Now
I'll
watch.
speak with the jury briefly. If they wish to speak with counsel, I'll let my bailiff know. They can
Watch
bring
how
them
she
up.
gets up.
All rise.
Watch how she gets up. All right. She's out of here. You see this?
I'm in the court, so I'll try to.
You tell me ever a time you've seen a convicted murderer, which is what she is right now. She is a convicted murderer. Walk out of a courtroom like that. Tell me if you have ever seen a convicted murderer walk out of a courtroom like that. Serenity. No, no, no. It wasn't her sister-in-law. She killed. No. She killed her son-in-law. Oh, you're that son-in-law. Okay, yeah. Same thing as Donna Adelson. And you know what, Serenity? She looked up Donna Adelson, and she saw that the son testified and that he had a trial, and he was found guilty, and he was in prison for life. And she saw about Donna being arrested at the airport. She looked up Catherine Magbanua, all of that. And looking up all that, she must have said, yeah, but I could do it better. That would have hopefully discouraged anyone, right? That with all their money and education, they're going to get away with it. And the Adelsons didn't. And you know what else? By all rights, those other girls, Rachel and Tara Lynn, they were complicit as well. They knew that Matthew was going to his death. They knew it. And they could have stopped that. You know what? That's like the prosecutor said, they should have been all stopped. A whole family. She brought the whole family down. Her son shot the son-in-law 7 times. He's in prison now. Her daughter, the wife, is in prison. The kids are being raised by the son-in-law's brother. I mean, the whole thing. They're usually shackled, right? I know. Amy, she has had preferential treatment this entire time. They didn't even show her face at all. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. There's something behind that. I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. So that's her guilty thing. And then we have, June 10th is the sentencing. Victims' impact statements, etc. will be then. The Ristellis, I guess, are here for a while. But, yeah. Crazy. Now, let me see here. I wonder if she'll go to the same prison with her daughter. What do you think? Do they do that? Do they allow family members to be in the same prison? I don't know. All right, so let's see now. Oh, boy. The opening statements, the prosecution summed it up in those opening statements. They showed everything that we saw in the trial, and then defense attorney really didn't do anything in it. It's crazy. Okay. Let's see. Tara Lynn, someone said, I've thought a lot about into after. Oh, I guess Tara Lynn has been on a message board. So let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much no surprise. I mean, I can't believe it took him that long either. And then Tanner Horner's case, that'll be again. And tomorrow, what is that? Ashley Buzzard was supposed to have something today. Let me see what's going on. You remember Ashley Buzzard, right? Let's see, what is she supposed to have? I believe she has some kind of a hearing today or something. We'll see. I have to go to another doctor's appointment, but I might have to go to something. I have to play it by ear in the morning with what's going on. All right, and then we're going to talk about Rex Heuermann, the Gilgo Beach killer. Apparently, he confessed to his wife that he killed at least 7 people in their house. Nuts. And you talk about the wife of BTK not knowing, and he had the kill kit in the closet, and this woman doesn't know that her husband has killed 7 people in the house. I have to say, sometimes if I go over to the laundry room or something, right, and knock on wood, this is like the worst thing that I'm concerned about. Like, if I see a towel or something, a dish in like a bin or something, I'm just like, what is on that? That it's over there. And then I just say to Jimmy, did you use that for something disgusting? Like, cause I don't know, right? I don't know. So I don't want to, but thank God that that is. Can you imagine if your husband is killing people down in your basement? I don't know. He told his wife he killed 7 victims in the basement, let's see. So there's going to be a documentary series about the murders. It's going to air on Thursday on Peacock. And his wife said he told her he killed 8 of the women who were found along Gilgo Beach. She said there was no hesitation when he made the admission. He was very nervous when they were speaking. And then he confessed he killed an 8th, Karen Vergata, in his plea on April 8th. He changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. And for that, he wasn't charged with the death of Karen Vergata, which is not really justice for Karen Vergata, right? Why does she, Anyway, yeah, it's not too good. He admitted in court to killing all 8 women, but his wife said she wasn't home during all of them. Well, I would hope not. And she said they were all killed in his room downstairs, all except 1. 11 sets of human remains, most of which belonged to those of sex workers, were found along Gilgo Beach between 2010 and 2011. A search for Shannon Gilbert, who disappeared in 2010, prompted the discovery of all of their remains. I believe Shannon Gilbert is the one that lived up in Ellenville, if I'm not mistaken. He was arrested in 2023 and charged with the deaths of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, and then in 2024, he was charged with killing Maureen Brainerd Barnes, And he was later charged with killing 2 more women, Jessica Taylor, Sandra Castilla, and Valerie Mack. And then he was responsible for Vergata's death. So he's killing them in his kill room there. So there's going to be a documentary, I guess, on Peacock. I wonder, Peacock. I always forget. It might have a thing to Peacock. It's Paramount or Peacock. I've got to see which one was. I don't know. Okay, let's see. So then, let's see what else we have real quick over here before we go to the Dylan Round stuff. And I've got jail calls, and a lot of stuff is heating up. It was getting very interesting last night, but I couldn't keep my eyes open. So I just want to just check one thing before we go to that. Dogs attack Hill. First grade teacher was stabbed to death in Burbank, and her daughter was hospitalized. I don't know. I just saw this earlier before I came on. And then there was another mass homicide in Louisiana. I believe it was Louisiana. With a pregnant teen killed and other kids. Sergio Frary, 30, was arrested and booked for alleged murder and attempted murder. He is accused of fatally stabbing Arti Varma and injuring her daughter, Mira Varma. Mira, a mental health advocate and public speaker, had previously worked with Oprah Winfrey and former President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden and former Vice President Kamala Harris. An arrest has been made in connection with the fatal stabbing in the Burbank home of the first grade teacher whose daughter, so this is the mother's the first grade teacher, she's dead. And then the daughter would, oh wait, hold on. Yes, the daughter did not die. The mother was killed, right? Is that what happened here? Let me just say here. That's what yeah, the first grade teacher whose daughter was also, no, see, it's so worded wrongly. Let me see. The attempted, okay, no, the daughter is alive, the mother is dead. This is so badly written. She was an amazing teacher. She loved being a teacher. She was a bright light. She was so joyful and proud of her kids. According to Burbank police officers, they were called on April 20th following a report of 2 individuals stabbed inside the residence. Upon arrival, they located an adult female suffering from stab wounds. Both women were transported to the hospital where Artie died. Her daughter is listed in stable condition. Police say they identified Ferrer as a person of interest after conducting a comprehensive investigation which included interviewing witnesses, canvassing and collecting and reviewing surveillance video. Hours after the attack, a SWAT team took Ferrer into custody. He was taken into custody without incident. The relationship, if any, between the suspect and the victims remains under investigation, as does the motive. Terrible. Okay, let me go back here. There was a bad tornadoes near Rockford, Illinois, and again, dangerous flat fires sweeping across Florida, and then they had some other what did they have? I'm trying to think. They had was it? No, Wisconsin. It was Wisconsin. There was really bad tornadoes and stuff. So the stepbrother of Anna Kepner, he didn't go to his arraignment. He's not been detained yet. You remember Anna Kepner? She's the young girl that was killed on the cruise ship, and then a long time it was her brother. Yes, it was her stepbrother, and lots of stuff around that. Well, now let's see what they're going to do. If he skipped arraignment, what? The 16-year-old stepbrother of Anna Kepner will not be appearing in federal court for his arraignment on April 22nd, tomorrow. The lawyer for the 16-year-old announced this in a waiver filed just before the end of the day, Tuesday, April 21st. In the waiver, TH acknowledged seeing the indictment and entered a plea of not guilty to the charges of murder and aggravated sexual abuse. The 16-year-old stepbrother will not be appearing in court. The public defender representing him submitted a filing to the court late Tuesday that his client would not be in attendance for his first appearance as an adult, at which time he would have been formally charged with murder and aggravated SA. Instead, TH affirmed that he had received a copy of the indictment and was entering the plea of not guilty to all charges. The decision by TH to waive his appearance comes in the wake of a motion filed by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida asking that the 16-year-old be detained pretrial now that he's being tried as an adult. Because he's being charged as an adult, he now faces the possibility of life in prison should he be found guilty on either charge. If he had been convicted as a minor, he would have been eligible for release at the age of 21. So what's going to happen? They're just going to... The case is being tried in federal court because Anna, 18, died in international waters as the ship was returning to the United States following a week-long cruise through the Caribbean. The mother of TH, Chantel Kepner, and Anna's father, Christopher Kepner, refused to let the teenager remain in their home after arriving back in Florida, and he soon moved in with a family member. He was released back into the custody of that same family after making his first court appearance in February. Prosecutors are now trying to change the conditions of TH's pretrial release because he's being tried as an adult. In a motion filed earlier this month, prosecutors wrote that TH is a danger to the community. His own mother agreed in a statement with her husband that TH was released from custody following his first appearance in federal court when he was charged as a minor. At this time, It is deeply painful and disturbing to our family that the person responsible is able to walk freely. This reality adds to our grief and outrage, wrote the mother and the stepfather. They continued by saying, it is devastating to know that while we live every day with the loss of our child, the individual responsible has not been fully held accountable. The public defender representing TH pointed out in his own court filing that his client had not violated the conditions of his release and argued that he poses no threat to public safety. What a crazy case, huh? Crazy. Crazy stuff. I just saw something. What is that? Flies from bed of moon. Oh my gosh. Trying to see if there's anything suddenly shot. Tampa Bay is under the red flag warning as that fire increases. Two University of South Florida doctoral students missing for nearly a week. You know, what is this about? 5-year-old Minnesota boy fighting for his life after saving his brother from an icy creek. How old was his brother? I hope he's okay. Man. He suddenly slipped, the boy's family said. Oh gosh, I hope he's okay. All right, let's see now. There was which one did I just tell you something? About Louisiana, that, or people that were killed there. Oh my gosh. They said Southwest. Listen to this. The other day they said 2 Southwest airplanes missed like a near collision. Now they said American Airlines avoids a mid-air collision with Air Canada at JFK Airport. It marks the second close call this week after 2 Southwest planes almost had a mid-air collision. I was reading the same thing. This is nuts. What are they doing? It's like they're I'm gonna go there. It's ridiculous. Don't get me started. but there was one thing I was going to tell you about, but I think I'm just going to go on to where we were with Dylan Rounds. Where's this? Oysters and other shellfish recalled in 4 states due to norovirus. Oysters and clams harvested in Washington state by Gomez Shellfish have been recalled because they may be contaminated with norovirus. The recalled shellfish were sold in stores and restaurants in California, Oregon, Texas, and Washington. Do not eat the recalled shellfish. If you feel ill and you think you may have eaten some, contact your doctor. Yikes. All right. Okay, let me get a hold of this. We're going to go into Dylan again, and I'm going to pull up his stuff here. So we just had finished a phone call, and then, not a phone call, an interview, and then we were reading that, I have it right here. Okay, so we were reading all about everything that had to do with James Brenner. Keep calling to call him Brennan. Is this the one I was on? It must be, because I'm on page 31. Okay, so let me pull this over here. I believe this was the one I was looking at. Detective Moore interview, I think it was. This was July 7th. July 1st. While on call the first day of July, I was called out at approximately 22:15 hours to respond to a report that an individual had located what he believed to be a fresh grave. Okay, we know that's not true because he was not found at that point. I just want to get anything, Brenner. Okay, on the 6th day of July, I served both Brenner and Chase a notice of execution of warrants, and while at the Davis County Sheriff's Office, I was able to take pictures of Chase's cell phone. On the 7th day of July, Detective Iverson and I responded to Idaho to interview Dylan's brother and his friend. We also met with the Idaho State Police officer. On the 12th day of July, search warrants were served on the trailer vehicles that were owned by Brenner. Detective Bowen served the warrant and transported Brenner's 2 trailers and a Chevy truck from the property that Brenner had been living on. Detective Bowen started working with the Elko County Sheriff's Office in an effort to obtain a search warrant for the property that Brenner owns in Nevada. Detective Bowen had worked on obtaining a warrant for an extended amount of time and has sent multiple drafts of information to Elko County Sheriff's Office. On the first day of August, I made contact with Karen Rounds. Prior to obtaining Detective Bowen's warrant, Karen's the grandmother. Karen told me that she has been in contact with Elko County Sheriff's Office detectives, and they told her that they have not been able to obtain a search warrant. They further told Karen they have not received information from the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, and once they get that, they will seek a search warrant for Brenner's property. Karen asked that I get them what they need so the search warrant for the property can be obtained. I called Karen and I explained to her that, to my knowledge, we have provided the Elko County Sheriff's Office all of the information they need for the search warrant. You see, this is very inept. You had 3 police departments handling this. It was just terrible. Detective Bowen had made multiple attempts to get them information they requested so they could apply for the warrant. I told Karen that we will get back in contact with Elko. On the 2nd day of August, I received a report from Box Elder Search and Rescue detailing that they conducted a search of Pilot Mountain Range and the mines in that area. Box Elder and Search and Rescue had been continually searching the area. Okay, then they go to 8/3/2022. I started drafting a search warrant affidavit for the property that Brenner had with him when he was taken into custody. I made contact with Douglas Hutton, who has a YouTube channel that has been broadcasting information about, see, you never know what you're going to find in these documents. Okay, so Douglas Hutton, who has a YouTube channel that has been broadcasting information about the Dylan Rounds investigation. The YouTube channel has contributed, along with other channels, to a plethora of misinformation being circulated about the investigation. Douglas stated that he wanted to report to us that people have been going out to the property that Brenner owned, as well as the property Brenner had been living on. He explained he was worried that evidence would be potentially ruined by people. I thanked him for the information and our conversation ended. Does anybody know who that is? I don't know who Douglas Hutton is. Might be EF's brother, I don't know. The search warrant I was submitting for Brenner's property, which was currently stored at Box Elder County Jail, was completed and approved. I responded to the Webb County Jail, and a sergeant of the jail took the warrant and stated that they would serve it on Brenner. When I arrived back at Box Elder, I contacted the deputies, and they were able to deliver the property that Brenner had with him when he was taken into custody. Pictures were taken of all the property, and it was placed into evidence for further processing. Let's see, Box Elder, they would be moving forward. Special Agent Ross, that's the FBI agent that was talking with the mother that we heard, nice guy, presented the idea of getting a specific type of drone that has the ability to identify areas where something may have been buried underground. Look at that. He stated that he was working on securing that technology. We also discussed evidence that was still currently at the Forensic Crime Lab. This process was common. Okay, so it says here, Dylan's family had previously purchased a new cell phone to log into Dylan's iCloud account, along with all the social media accounts that he had. This process is commonly called spoofing the account. The procedure was done unbeknownst to investigators, but later on, the FBI was able to get the phone that the family had purchased to get what information off the phone that was possible. Due to the fact that the phone was accessed without any detectives being notified, investigators were unable to determine precisely what was on the phone and the dates associated with any media or correspondence. It is also not possible to see if anything has in fact been deleted from the cell phone. And due to this information, it was determined that I would see the search warrant to see if anything was still present on the iCloud account. On the 15th day of August, a search warrant was served at Brenner's property in Nevada. The warrant was served jointly by Box Elder Sheriff's Office, Box Elder County Search and Rescue, and Elko County Sheriff's Office, and Siraki's K-9s. Nothing identified to be of evidentiary value was discovered. 8/17. Let's see. This is not about anybody here, so we're going to keep going. Okay, Special Agent Ross asked if we needed to request them again before they would take out to fly. Okay, did he get the drones? Let's see. Special Agent Ross stated that he was offered the technology and he has already been in the process of securing that technology. Special Agent Ross was notified of issues that aroused, should be arised, not aroused, with the organization from our interactions with them. When we involved EquiSearch at the Rounds family request, we were assured at the very beginning that they only deal with law enforcement agency investigations. They further explained to us that they don't discuss or do anything with the family. And later on, the same day, investigators talked with EquiSearch. They had contact with Candace by phone and told her that the sheriff's office wouldn't give them permission to fly the drone in Lucin, Utah. That created problems for us in our investigation. See, there's a lot of problems in here. And Candace, I think she has the best of intentions, and she did get EquiSearch, and she got a bunch of the stuff going. But now let's see that now there's issues, right? So they created problems for us in our investigation of the case. On the day that EquiSearch came to search by drone, they did not have a pilot, and ultimately ended up using Mark Millett from our agency to pilot the drone. The flies that resulted from the first time EquiSearch came out to search were corrupt and never worked with the drone they used. The FBI, Special Agent Ross, has had steady involvement in assisting with this investigation. We have corresponded with him on our investigation and have received assistance from the FBI. Special Agent Ross offered to correspond and update Dylan's parents as the investigation moves forward. And due to the fact that Special Agent Ross had taken over the correspondence with Dylan's family, the sheriff's office did not have everyday correspondence with Dylan's family. And when Candace asked Special Agent Ross why he answered the questions that she had asked instead of Boxelder's office, Special Agent Ross explained to Candace that he was going to be assisting as the contact moving forward. Dylan's Apple iCloud. Okay, here's Brenner admitted to going to the Lucin Pond. We went over the investigation in its entirety and talked with the assisting agencies about how the case had progressed from start to finish, to include all the evidence we obtained. Detectives went through all the cell phone data that we had obtained. We were able to go through and explain that Dylan's phone coincides with the activity that Brenner's phone displays in the time frame, which ultimately lead up to the recovery of Dylan's cell phone in the Lucin Pond. Brenner admitted to going to the Lucin Pond on the day Dylan went missing, and Dylan was found in the exact location where Brenner disclosed he gathered water. Once we provided all of the investigation details, all of the agency, and Dylan's was found. Dylan's phone. It's not Dylan. Suggestions were made that we should take the items to evidence. Okay, let's see here. I want to see how Brenner finally... Donald told us that he has known Brenner for a little over 2 years, that they were friends but not close friends, as there aren't many options in that desolate area. Donald elaborated on Brenner's relationship with Dylan and his mannerisms with other people. He detailed a situation where Brenner was growing increasingly upset with Dylan for going onto the property that James was living on and locked the gate to mitigate across to anyone going on the property without his knowledge. To mitigate access, Donald confirmed that Brenner had been upset and did not want Dylan's truck to be parked in the shed that he had cleaned out. Dylan said that Brenner had the potential to fly off the handle and get extremely violent when upset. Donald detailed an incident between Brenner and Mike Bibbins. I think that's Kevin Bibbins. When they got into a fight while at Donald's residence. According to Donald, Brenner flew off the handle and started hitting Mike Bibbins with a chair, and Brenner would have continued beating Bibbins until he had serious injury or was dead if Donald didn't intervene. I asked Donald what he remembers about Brenner going to his residence to eat and watch Yellowstone. Donald said the only weird thing he remembers about that entire incident was that Brenner was on time, and he's never gone to anything on time. Other than that, Donald says he doesn't know of anything else that was abnormal. That's right after he killed Dylan. Donald expressed to us that he liked Dylan and that he wanted to help him because he believed in Dylan's vision to start a farm out there in Lucin. Donald felt like a father-type figure to Dylan and wanted to help him out. We talked to Donald for a short time. I asked Donald about the buried spot of the trench where the canines had previously indicated, and Donald stated that that spot had been filled in about a year ago when they needed to cross the trench with a backhoe. They were attempting to load a large tank onto a truck or trailer at the time. We then concluded our interview so Donald could drive back out to Lucin. Donald was in the process of moving from Lucin back to Wyoming so he could be closer to his family. On the 3rd day of October, he received a voicemail from an individual that identified himself as Brian Zimmerman, and he stated that he has a friend that is housed with Brenner, and Brenner told his friend about the Dylan Rounds investigation. At approximately 13 hours, I contacted Brian about his voicemail, and he stated that his friend was Heuermann and is a cellmate with Brenner. In talking with Wes, Brian was told that Wes has the same public defender that Brennan has. And they have talked together about their cases. It was reported that Wes told Brian that Brenner confessed to him that he murdered Dylan Rounds and that nobody will ever find the body because he took it 200 miles away to get rid of the body. Brian did state that Wes has a court case coming up in the future and that Wes may be reporting this information to get favor with the court. I thanked him and our conversation ended. Okay, here's the special drone. At approximately 13:29 hours, I contacted an individual with Heavy D that are assisting Candace in flying the drone with special technology. To get information, they're planning on flying the drone. Candace informed the agency that she was going to be flying the drone. The individual's name was Hans, but he did not answer his phone or have a voicemail. I sent him a text message and requested that he contact me when available. Okay. Short time later, I spoke with Hans, and he told me that they were going to be out in the Lucin area flying the drone sometime around 12. He stated that they were going to be meeting at Dylan's farm. I thanked him for the information. Okay. Equisearch is there. Okay. On the 11th day of October 2022, I corresponded with S.A. Ross, that's the FBI agent, who explained to me that through contact with Dylan's family, he was informed that an inmate contacted the family. The inmate stated that Brenner was talking about the murder and that he was asking questions about body decomposition and how DNA forensics work. The inmate in question was presenting information in the request that he remain anonymous for his safety. Special Agent Ross spoke with that inmate, and Brenner wasn't directly saying that he murdered Dylan, just that he was asking questions that alluded to Dylan's murder. I received information from Lieutenant Summerhill that patrol had been in contact with Candace, that's Dylan's mother, and she was attempting contact with the detectives because she needs someone to respond out west to search one of the area's large washes. I contacted Candace. Okay, I explained to Candace throughout our conversation the reason I called her was that I could assist in searching that area. I contacted her to make pertinent arrangements. Okay, let's see here. Drones, everything here. Oh, here's Brenner. While searching the phone, there was media that was located that clearly shows that the phone was in a trailer that was identified as Brenner's trailer in the time frame consistent with Dylan first arriving at the property on the morning of the 28th of May. The media recording was originally moving at a high speed and was converted to a slower recording by the FBI. In reviewing the video, the stair railing can be seen as well as the window of the door. Brenner can be seen wiping off a revolver. I showed you this video. consistent with Brenner's black powder revolver, and a red substance consistent with blood appears on his left elbow, his wrist, and his hand. Brenner is seen wearing a camouflage shirt, and at multiple points in the recording it appears that he is standing over the phone. During the processing of the trailer, multiple items of evidence were gathered. The shirt that Brenner appears to be wearing, Dylan's iPhone recording, was located in the search of the trailer. So it was on Dylan's iPhone? What? Oh, wait a minute. What do they mean, Dylan's iPhone recording? That's even weirder if it was on Dylan's phone. Multiple knives and other items were taken as evidence. While processing the trailer, luminol was used. Okay. James Brenner's charges: aggravated murder, abuse or desecration of a human body, obstruction of justice. Dylan's boots were found to have Brenner's touch DNA and Dylan's blood DNA. A rag towel was found in the shed where the grain truck was parked, and it also contained Dylan's blood DNA. Dylan's phone movements on the day of the disappearance were consistent with the activity recovered from Brenner's phone. Brenner stated he never saw or spoke with Dylan on the 28th of May. But due to the phone information we have, it isn't possible that Dylan's phone was lost as it moved around the property. The movement of the phone showed Dylan going from his farm to the property of the grain shed, Brenner's shop, but then suddenly doesn't show any activity after his third trip to the grain shed for over 3 hours. The next movement seen is from the grain truck shed to Lucin Pond and is consistent with the route that Brenner takes. In an interview with Brenner, he detailed his trip to Lucin Pond to even include the spigot where he got water, and it was consistent with where in Lucin Pond that Dylan's phone was located. An analysis of Dylan's recovered cell phone, a recording of Brennan in a camouflage t-shirt. So that was, isn't that crazy? That was recorded on Dylan's. That's really, you talk about divine intervention. That was recorded on Dylan's cell phone. A recording of Brenner in a camouflage t-shirt wiping off a revolver pistol that is consistent with the revolver owned by Brenner. I keep calling him Brennan. Oh my gosh. A red substance consistent with blood can be seen on Brenner's left elbow, wrist, and hand, and the recording occurred in the time frame of Dylan's trip to the property that James Brenner was living on, and directly contradicted what Brenner disclosed. Brenner claimed that he never did see Dylan on the property on the 28th, but based on the cell phone analysis from both Dylan and Brenner, along with interviews, creates a timeline that these phones make. And Dylan's phone was on that property at the same time that Brenner's phone first started showing activity. And furthermore, this shirt that Brenner is seen wearing in the video is consistent with a shirt recovered from Brenner's trailer, and the shirt was found to have Dylan's DNA on it. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Hang on a minute over here for a sec. That's James's forensic phone. Let's see what this is. Don Heatley. Okay, I think we're getting, let me see. No. Geofence warrant affidavit. California rifle. Search warrant for Snapchat, case report. Cans and stuff. Okay, let's see these. I think we have these. New report supplemental, I think. That we went to. Other tips, Wadsworth family. There's so much stuff here. It's just ridiculous. But where's my, let me go to the videos. Videos. Okay. Let's see what this one is. Oh, let's see. Track. Fresh? What happened? Okay. I don't know what you're saying. Fresh smoked or canned something. Oh, what are you talking about? The seafood? Oh, I have to open this with the other thing. Hang on a minute. It's ridiculous. What are wrong with their files? Their files are terrible. They said, we talk about, I checked it out and they said a lot of the files are corrupted. Yeah, okay. Let's see what else we've got here. Jim Terry call. I don't know who Jim Terry is either. Frank, Kevin Bibbins, Kurt Wadsworth. Kurt is the friend from the, let me see, at that.
Got my partner that's working on a lot of this stuff with me. Her name's Cody. So if you hear another voice in the call, it's her.
Good morning. Okay.
Real quick, remind me your name.
It is Keisha Messick.
How do I spell that?
Kaysha Messick.
MESS. What's your date of birth, Keisha? And you got your dad with you?
Yes.
All right. Kurt, what's your date of birth?
Hey, before we start this, sir,
Yeah.
I just am going to let you know that I am recording it, okay?
Yeah, I'm recording it too. That's fine.
Okay.
There's nothing. I know that I'm not worried by that. So I appreciate it. Kurt, what's
my date of birth have to do with it?
just so I can identify you from all the other Kurt Wadsworths across the country?
Okay.
Wow, yes, guys.
I thought you were going to send me a birthday card.
I could. Your birthday's the day before my mom's. And Kurt, what's your address?
I don't have an address.
You just live in Montello?
Yeah. I lay my head in different places.
Gotcha. All right. What's the phone number I can reach you at if I need to follow up with you? Gotcha. All right. Let
Can I
me.
ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Did they find Chase's motorhome?
Did they find Chase's motorhome?
Yeah, because I think that's pretty important. I heard they did, but I just like to confirm that.
I'm not aware of Chase's motorhome at all, and I don't know what it has to do with Dylan, but we can talk about that. What other questions?
Did they find Chase's four-wheeler?
I believe that they did.
Okay. And is Robert in jail up at Aviles? Is he in jail?
I know he was arrested a couple of days ago. I don't know if he's in jail currently.
Okay, that's my questions. Okay.
That's it? Did I survive your interrogation adequately enough that I can ask mine?
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right, so let me just start by saying this. I am aware of a lot of the crazy stories that are being circulated about everybody coming out of Montello, including, Chase and you and your brother and, everybody else.
It's over the top.
It is, a lot of it is over the top. A lot of it is absolute, and I understand that there's people out there that are kind of spreading that stuff. And that is causing a problem for our investigation because, people are hearing this crazy stuff and they're calling into law enforcement and basically providing some really crazy tips. And it's problematic. Understand this. I would suspect, like, if I'm talking to you over the phone, I'm not there, crossing. I would understand why you might be suspicious to talk to me, because maybe you think I believe these crazy things that I'm hearing, and that okay.
I've just talked to several, investigators, like 6 different guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of throw me on the bus. I feel, but
who threw you under the bus?
They never called me back. That I didn't. I got one number out of all of them. One of them left me a card, which pisses me off because they said, "Well, if you don't find out any more, give us a call." Well, if I don't have a card, how do I know who the hell they are? I don't know.
Well, here's
my app. Me, I can't call in and report something. I might need to send me the information or something.
I got you. Well, this is my cell phone I'm calling you from, and I carry it with me 24 hours a day unless I'm in the shower. So,
Well, what's your number? Well, I guess Casey has it.
I have it.
Exactly. If you want to, you can take it. Like, I don't care. It's 801-514-3721. Just remember, 3 times 7 is 21. That's the last 4 of my phone number, man. So.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
No worries.
Your last name is Ross or first name?
My last name is Ross. My first name is Jeff.
Yeah, my sister sent me that in a text, and I'm like, is that Mr. Ross or first name Ross? I'm like, I don't know what to call him.
I answer to Jeff. I answer to Ross. Mr. Ross is my dad. How's that?
Okay, we got that straightened out.
All right, perfect. Hey, I'm trying, so just so you understand, I'm trying to put together as detailed a timeline as I possibly can related to Dylan in the days prior to his disappearance, and then detailed timeline as possible related to other people up into his disappearance, including after his disappearance. And obviously your name has come up from both legitimate people, not saying that you're necessarily involved, but that you might have information about the whereabouts of certain folks and whatnot. And then, of course, there's the crazy shit that I heard, that you're the head of some gay vigilante group.
And that Uphill County knows about it.
Yeah, right. So, I was a bit confused, and maybe you could clarify this for me. I didn't know if that meant it was a vigilante group that went after gays, or whether it was a group of gays that were a vigilante group. So it was very poorly written, and I was kind of wondering what they were trying to put out there. But either way, I thought it was horse shit. So, okay. So
At least I don't know about it. I have to put up with it.
All right. All right, my man. Why don't we do this? How long have you known Dylan for?
Oh, 3 years basically. I met him 2 years prior to, actually doing some work for him. He's probably only 17 when I met him. And I met him out to the city. He's working for another guy out there.
Which guy was that?
Ed Harshberger.
Ed Harshberger?
Yeah.
And who is Ed Harshberger?
He just was the first guy that started the farming project out there.
Okay.
Dylan got, went to work for him. He's just a handyman. He was welding, repairing equipment, changing oil, stuff like that for him.
Did Ed actually live out there, or did he just own the land out there?
Well, he didn't own nothing. He's more or less, he had investors that were investing in the land. And yeah, he lived out there in a travel trailer for a while, for whatever that's worth.
Where was he living?
Right there on that farm where that metal building's at.
I think, okay, so where Jim Brenner is currently living?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. All right.
He only lived there for a few months. Obviously you can't live out there in the wintertime very easily. So during the summer months when they were cutting the ground up there and planting seed and stuff, he was staying there.
And where were they planting seed?
Oh, they planted that whole desert out there. Holy shit. Yeah, they all summer long they drilled seed out there.
Where were they planting? I mean, like, what were they planting? I'm sorry.
Barley. Mostly barley.
Really?
Yep.
And they were planting it on where the grain.
Any place that's plowed up out there, they planted. They seeded it all. And on the other side of the road down there where you turn, to go to sun tunnels, all that ground on the, on the right hand side of the road, all that too. In fact, I worked on that. Running a tractor, I wasn't drilling seed, I was rolling it behind the guys drilling the seed. I was rolling right behind it.
Gotcha.
So the birds couldn't get it and stuff,
Uh-huh. So down below, like just south of the property where I'll call it the grain shed, because that's where, or I guess the barn or whatever.
Yeah, it's only out there really long, that other building along the road, that's owned by a guy, Ross Crick, I put a picture of Jay. What's his name? Can't remember his last name.
So between the shed and the sun tunnels, that land was initially kind of Harshberger's dream was to plant barley and stuff there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did they ever get a crop at all?
Yeah, they got, they got bushel.
Okay.
That clicking of that thing is driving me
They bought a
crazy.
combine and put a guy on it, and he ran around, whenever there's something come up, he would cut it.
Okay.
And that was Ed's thing. He wanted to prove that you could grow something out there, That's the whole, it was just a.
Oh my gosh, stop clicking that thing.
But I guess it didn't work out very good.
No, it did not. And I didn't see many barley fields when I was out there yesterday or the past couple of days. It's
It's one of the things that doesn't come back, it's not pretty annual, that's for sure. Like triticale or alfalfa, it'll keep coming back.
Okay.
That's good.
Gotcha. All right. So you met Dylan about 3 years ago, and he was working kind of as working for this Harshberger character.
Yep, handyman, yep.
Gotcha. And what happened to Harshberger?
Well, the investors wanted to drag him out in the desert and bury him. He still stole their money, millions of dollars he passed away.
Gotcha. So is he still down in that area or no?
No, as far as I know, he's in Arizona somewhere. But I heard he's dying. He's got diabetes real bad.
Gotcha.
About to lose his feet.
And when did he leave?
Oh, date-wise, I don't know that part.
I don't mean that, but like, how long has he been out of the picture, out of the Lucin area?
Well, he was here probably, I don't know. Let's see, he was here like a year ago.
Okay.
Had me move a bunch of stuff out there, move all those poles.
Say that again. I'm sorry, you broke up.
Oh, all those poles out there that are at the train shed. Those fence posts, the wooden ones.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I moved those for him from another property. Or they just dumped out in the desert because they're going to put fence out, and then they didn't get it done. So he wanted where they were safe, somebody couldn't steal them. So I moved them over there for him.
Right out by the back of Jimmy's trailer, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Is Harshberger the reason that they were digging all of those trenches to lay all the pipes? Is
No,
that,
they have their own backhoe that does that. They
But it-
rented one.
was that the venture that they were laying all that pipe for? Or did that come later?
No, they were putting in an RV park there for for the hens. That's what all that, that open trench down there towards that big tank.
Right.
They never finished, Everybody went away and they ran out of money, so it just got everything sapped. Is it just like when they walked away?
But they were building that RV park for the Harshberger venture?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They got one side done, and the one down towards the tank. They never got it finished, so all that trench. And I didn't dig any of that. I didn't have my backhoe back then.
Okay.
They really wanted some Mexican around and figured out done what digging.
Gotcha. When were all those trenches dug?
When?
Yes.
4 or 5 years ago at least.
Okay.
I mean,
Gotcha.
when, that was the first thing they did, is start that RV park, because they had, I don't know, they had 5 or 6 RVs out there right off the bat, but they had a bunch of Mexicans working out there.
Wow.
Place one for them. He leased the RVs, and they got a septic tank going, and they had a generator going there 24/7, and water out of the well.
Wow, okay.
So,
Gotcha. And did you dig those trenches or did somebody else do it?
no, that's what I say, they rented a backhoe,
Okay,
and they did all that themselves.
gotcha.
Digging on that. I done the wiring and not all the pipe work, the sewer system and all that. I didn't get involved in the digging part of it.
Gotcha. How long have you known Jim Brenner for?
Oh, probably 2 years, maybe 3. I met him when he first came to town. He has a piece of property out here on the hillside.
When you say that, what do you mean?
What's that?
When you say you had a piece of property on the hillside, what are you talking about?
He had a piece of property. I met him when he first came to town, and he said he got a piece of property and wanted me to help him find it, because that's what I do for people. I know how to read the maps out, GPS and
Okay.
So I went and showed him where his property was at. And I was told him I travel trailer. He's not going to get that travel trailer up there. There ain't no way. But he got it up there. He proved me wrong on that. Then it burned down.
Where was that? You say on the hillside. Where is that located? And you say in town. I mean, are you talking like? I've been to Montello twice. Trying to have you steer me in like more specifically.
Okay, you get on the church road.
Okay.
Or let's see. No, you go down the Tidal Road, they call it. The second crossing in town here.
Okay.
And the church is one crossing. The second one's down. There's a trip double wide. There's some vehicles sitting in the motorhome stuff sitting there. That's where you cross the tracks and you go out that road. Probably, 4 miles. And then you turn and go, you kind of head south. It kind of goes up an angle.
Okay.
Pretty much takes you right to his property. You can see his property because that trailer's all burned up there, still sitting there with garbage and shit. Burned.
I've heard this story about the trailer burning, that his trailer burnt down. Do you know how it burnt down?
Oh, he suspects that somebody burned it down.
What do you think?
I don't know for sure, I mean, somebody stole his winch the day before that.
Stole his winch?
Yeah, and once he had his pickup set, he didn't drive his pickup up there on that hill because the 4-wheel drive was broken. It wouldn't make it up the hill. After he screwed it up getting the trailer up there. He screwed up his truck, so they would park it down below, right next to the road. And one morning, a couple guys come by in a big Ford pickup, he said, jacked up pickup, and they got out of the truck, walked around his truck, and he had a winch in the back of it. And they grabbed that winch, and he seen them doing it. He hollered at him, "Leave my winch alone!" And he went in and he took a shot at him. When he has a a muzzle loader pistol.
Okay.
When they continued to keep doing their shit, he said he shot the truck. He's pretty sure he hit it. So he said that probably pissed him off. So they came back and burned him out the next day when he went to food bank. And he didn't even have any wheels. He wasn't even driving his truck. He walked to town that day.
Gotcha.
Food bank.
You say he had a black powder pistol?
Yeah.
How often would you see him with that thing?
How we get pack it around? Never seen him pack it around.
You never saw him pack it around?
No.
Okay.
No.
What can you tell me about Jim Brenner?
I don't know, he's kind of a goofy guy, I guess.
How would you describe him to somebody beyond being a big guy?
You know, he's just kind of goofy. His eyeballs make you crazy, you know, just in the top. You got wandering eye or something, I don't know. I can't hardly talk to the guy for very long because his eye, he expects you to look him in the face. It's tough to. I don't know how to explain the guy. He's receptive. Kind of a goofy guy. And I don't know his past, really.
Did you ever see him lose his temper?
Yeah. Yeah, because I bought him a horse, and he, once a couple times he'd get on that, whip the hell out of that horse because it wouldn't listen to him.
What do you mean by whoop the hell out of a horse?
Well, you just take the rein and beat the hell, just get its attention, I guess. I thought it was a little bit excessive, but whatever,
Is that the horse that's wandering around the property right now?
Yeah, Briscoe, here.
And how long has he had that horse for?
About 2 years, probably. Something like that.
Have you ever seen his temper be excessive towards people?
I've never seen it, but I know he beat up a couple people.
Like who?
I didn't witness it, but I guess he got in a fight with Kevin, and he got in a fight with, who was the guy lived out there right next to him. What's his name? Tom and Audrey. They got into it, Tom and him got into it one day, and then some kid here in town, Billy, that was kind of down here by the store, I understand. I never witnessed any of them, that I just heard about it.
Kevin is Kevin
Bivens.
And he lives out there too, yeah?
Yeah, but sometimes, yeah.
And what's Tom? You said Tom and...
I couldn't think Tom's name. Tom and Audrey is her name. His wife, it's his girlfriend.
Gotcha. And they live in Montello?
No, they live. They're down where Ed was at, Arizona somewhere. He brought them down there. They were good friends.
Do you know what their last name is or no?
I'm trying to think. I'm not sure I knew Tom's last name really.
Okay. What about Billy?
Billy, I don't know his last name either.
Okay. But lives in Montello?
He lives outside of Montello, probably 6 miles, something like that. Up down towards the Gamble Ranch and up on the tree line.
Okay. Did you ever see him lose his temper with Dylan?
No, I never worked around him with Dylan.
Okay. Gotcha.
He never really worked for Dylan, I know.
Okay.
I mean, once in a while Dylan asked him to do some help him with something, but it wasn't really, he wasn't working for Dylan.
Gotcha.
But I know.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question on, did you have anything to do with Dylan's disappearance?
No.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dylan?
I got my scenarios, that's all, right now.
Well, when you say scenarios, what does that mean?
Just things that run through my mind about how this could happen,
What do you think happened?
I think somebody heard about that money in the bar. They got that big money and they got their check, and the word went around, got back to somebody who thought they could take some money from him, and that's what they went for. But I knew Dylan never had no money in his pocket.
So tell me about that. I've heard this as well, but were you actually there?
Where?
When you heard about the story, the money in the bar incident?
No, I wasn't.
So what is your understanding of what happened?
Just that I don't know how everybody found out about it. They're getting that check, but
well, I don't even know. Like, tell me about the check. What's the whole scenario behind it, as far as you understand it?
I know the guy who worked for Dan Iverson. I helped him a lot over here on Dan's place, plant, seeding, he had to till up some old alfalfa over there, which took him, 3 or 4 days, and then he had to harrow it and roll it, and then he drilled it, and then rolled it. So he went over that field like 4 times.
Okay.
Because he wanted to impress Dan, so he did it, extra right, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
And, I guess that, it was so much an acre, I don't even know, I don't know what the ring was, but I know somewhere around $30,000 he got checked for that kind of money. And I thought maybe somebody tried to take this check because I forgot that he went to Idaho. I thought when his grandma called me, I said, man, does he still have that, is that check still in his truck? She goes, oh no, because I forgot he had to go, he went to Idaho, took the check. That's why he said, I got to meet Dan today because I got to have that check before I can get my seed. I got to have the money because I don't have the money to get the seed.
Okay.
So
All
he
right.
was hanging around waiting for Dan to show up at the Cowboy to get this check.
And what day was that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Well, how close is it to, so I know that he went missing on the 28th. So, are you talking about,
It would have been like 3 or 4, because as soon as he got that check in hand, he went up there, so his grandma would know that day, the day he went up there, and he got the same day he got the check, he headed to Idaho with his 10-wheeler to get the seed.
okay, and how much, so he got about $30,000 check from Dan Iverson?
Yep. Yeah.
And then he went to Idaho to pick up the seed?
Yep.
Or he was going to?
Passed the check off to his grandma, he said. Or she, she told me that. She goes, he gave me that check, I deposited it for him.
Okay.
Because I was concerned that he still had that in his truck, in his pocket, whatever.
And then, did you see him after he left for Idaho?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Okay, gotcha.
Several times.
All right. And so it's your understanding that he got paid about $30,000 in a check.
Yep.
And how did this become so widely known, you said in the bar?
I don't know. It's kind of weird, boy. And I just heard that. Wasn't there. But somebody was telling me they was teasing him. That he better run to the bank how fast he can because that check's probably going to bounce.
Oh, okay. All right.
On Dan, I guess. I don't know. Like he didn't have the money or something.
And so...
Until it clears the bank, it could be rubber, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So, that's what they were teasing about. I didn't know all that. Somebody told me that.
Right.
But it was a big deal, I guess. A lot of people in the bar heard that conversation, or the teasing and the amount and all that shit. It's kind of shouldn't have happened. That's for sure.
Right.
How it got out, I'm not sure how that happened.
Okay.
Because I asked Dan if he passed that check off in the bar, and he goes, "No, we done it out at the farm." He goes, "I gave him the check prior to us going to the bar." So I thought he passed it off right there, and he said, "Nope. Nope, that didn't happen like that." But I guarantee you, him and Dylan sat there, and Dylan went over everything that he was going to do for the next few days. Because that's what he'd do with me. He's kind of like, I got to go to Idaho, go to the seed, and then come back. I got to work on my drill. I got to do this, do that. And then I'm going to drill. It's going to take me like 20 hours to drill my place. I'm sure he went over that with Dan, just to impress Dan, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets busy. Finally, he gets to do his own place because he went over and worked over the gamble over in Independence Valley for 2 weeks, and then he worked on Dan's place for over a week. He got all their stuff done, and now it's his turn to get his in the ground. He goes, I got to get this done. I'm almost too late. That's where the money was coming from for him, to do his, really.
Gotcha. So he wasn't making any money on his ranch yet. He was basically doing work on other people's ranches to kind of fund what he needed to do for his.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Happy as a pig in mud. He goes, man, sure glad I hooked up these people over here. Because, man, I got some money coming in. I don't have to go borrow money on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
Got cash.
He sounds like a pretty hard-working kid.
Yeah, he was, obviously. I mean, he had a lot going on.
Did he have any enemies?
If he did, I don't know who it is.
Okay. Gotcha. And was he living out in Lucin, or was he staying at your place? Or somewhere else?
Well, I wouldn't say he lived there. He was able to stay here with a motorhome I have. If you wanted, you could stay in there, or you could stay in Independence Valley. They've got a guest house over there.
Where's Independence Valley from Montello?
It's that prison on the way to Wells.
Oh, I haven't gone that way. I've always, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
a military prison over there, and it's right across the road from that prison. You just get off, there's only one exit in that valley, and you get off right there, and you, rather than go north, or just see, you go south.
mm-hmm,
The freeway there, that's the whole, it's a bunch of center pivots there. It's a huge farm. Going
gotcha,
hay and alfalfa and stuff.
okay.
And why would he stay there sometimes?
Because he was working there.
Okay, because it was just convenient to where he was working.
Oh, and that's why he would stay here, because it was convenient. You know, if he got off work over there, I mean, he might stay there, he might come here, because he didn't have anything to eat over there. He'd come here and cook a pizza. He'd buy a pizza and bring it here, and we'd cook a pizza. And eat it together.
When you say bring it here, you mean into the bar or to?
Yeah.
Okay.
The next morning, he'd get up and head to Idaho, or sometimes, Idaho, or even go to his place, It was cold back then, kind of chilly at nights. I said, we don't have to go out there. You can stay here if you want. So he's getting no fun in the motorhome. And he would. It was kind of a struggle out there. Here, motorhome, the heater was there. He'd make coffee in the morning. Do his thing. Usually he'd be gone by 9 o'clock. He'd be out of here, heading off somewhere,
Tell me as much as you can about what you remember the days prior to Dylan going missing.
The days prior.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not sure where to start. I guess with that check, that was one event. The events will stick out in your mind.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Just another day doesn't mean nothing to me.
Right. And you say the check, like he got the check from Dan Iverson, then as far as you know, he left and went up to Idaho, gave the check to, and this is just what you've learned from talking to either his grandma or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Larry.
But you actually saw him after he went to Idaho.
Me, you say?
Yes.
Yes, me and my daughter both.
Okay. All right. And when would that have been?
That would have been Wednesday when she showed up here.
Okay, so and you're talking about your other daughter, Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So tell me about that day, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, he showed up here at about 9 o'clock, 9:30, something like that, and said he needed to go out to Dan's because he lost his. He needed his chain breaker to fix his drill.
Okay.
And I said, well, I said, you know where it's at? They go, hell no, I got to go find out where it's at. Because I wasn't there when he used it. So I said, well, I'll go with you and help you find it. And then if you'll take me down and feed my animals, because I just live down the road a little bit from there. So we went there and it was laying right there on a railroad tie. We pulled right up to it. He grabbed it and he goes, here, there's right here. I'm like, great, that was easy. We're not, dig around through the dirt or nothing here.
Uh-huh.
So then I got back in the truck and he went down and he sat in his truck while I fed my animals. It takes me about 40 minutes to feed my animals. He sat in the truck on his phone, dinking around. When I got done, I got back in, he brought me back to town. But he on the way out there, he was telling me that he went to the Gamble Ranch that morning at 7 o'clock. Because Randy, the guy he works for over at Independence Valley, he had a big toolbox out there because you could go get my chain breaker. Because Dylan wasn't sure if he could find his. So he went to the Gamble Ranch at 7 o'clock in the morning to get that tool, and then he went back to his farm and found out it wouldn't work. So he just had to haul ass back. He said, so he came back and he said, I have to go find mine now. Or I got to run to town and buy another one.
Right.
So that was about 9 o'clock when he showed up here. And then he told me the story about Chase too.
Okay.
When to drop me off there, he goes, oh, by the way, that Chase guy jumped out in front of me out on the Tacoma Road. I said, you're kidding me. He's around here? Well, I was him. That's what he said his name was. Because Dylan really didn't know Chase. But he told me the story about him jumping out in front of him. Chase is like, what do you need? He said, well, I need something to drink. I'm thirsty. And Dylan, I think Dylan didn't tell me the truth because he knew how much I hated this bastard. Dylan didn't. He talked like he's standing outside of his driver window, right? That's, I imagine in my mind, that's what's
Oh, okay,
going on.
gotcha. All right.
Talking to him through the window, right?
Yes.
And he said that Chase, he handed me a Coke out the window, and Chase started drinking the Coke. And he went. I said, "Hey, do you know Kurt Wadsworth?" "Yeah, I know Kurt." He goes, "That guy has screwed me so bad." And then the conversation went on from there. Bill was like, I said, "Why don't you ask him how I screwed him up to know what I did to that bastard?" But anyway, he didn't get in the shit over that. He just went on to come. But he said,
Are you there? Hello? Hello? Shit.
Hello, I'm sorry. My other line rang and I went to decline it and it answered it and I was like, oh, hang up.
That's all right. Okay. All right. So the last I heard was Chase with a Coke talking about, Kurt, and then,
yeah, and then Dylan realized he only had one boot. He had a sweatshirt wrapped around his other foot. He goes, "What the hell? How'd you lose your boot?" So I lost my boot, I lost my gun, I lost my motorhome, and my kids are out here. I can't find my kids. They keep calling my name, and I can't find them. Dylan's like, "What the hell? This guy spun out, on something." My God. He said, "Well," and Dylan said, "I went to hand this because I already told him that Chase's parents have his kids. He's got 3 of them that I know of. His parents have them." So Dylan already knew that. He goes, "Your kids aren't out here. You better call your dad." So Dylan so I went to hand him my phone, and he pulled the phone out of his pocket, and he called his dad right there. And Dylan, so I heard both sides of the conversation.
and both sides of this conversation were what?
Well, I just said, "Call your dad." His dad, he said, "Dad, I can't find my kids." And he says, "Your kids are here with us. What are you talking about?" And he said, "Did you bump your head?"
Okay.
It's like, "No." And then Dylan said, he goes, I said, "He's on drugs." And his dad heard that, and he goes, "Are you with somebody?" "Oh, I just pulled somebody over here on the road here." And his dad says, "What road? Where are you at?" And he had to ask, he didn't even know. He asked Dylan, "Where are we at?" And Dylan said, "Tacoma Road." And his dad said, "Where's that at?" Because his dad didn't know that evidently. Dylan says, "It's like 6 miles from Montello."
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, I should write this down so I can spell it out quickly. Because, I've been repeating the conversation he told me. 6 miles from Montello, and then, and his dad said, he goes, "Well, why are you still in Montello? I've been to Park Valley twice to pick you up, and you haven't been there because you're still in Montello."
Okay.
And so that was a weird thing. I thought, Park Valley, what's his relationship with Park Valley? His motorhome broke down there, or does he know somebody there? I didn't know.
Okay.
I still don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I'd like to talk to his dad, but I've never been able to talk to his dad and find out what that was all about. But I guess that's you guys' job.
Yes.
So, let's see. So,
Are you there? Okay, you are. So that was Wednesday. That's Wednesday. He's telling you about this while you're in the process of going and getting the chain breaker and going to Randy's toolbox to get a chain breaker and all that other stuff.
No, I didn't go to gamble with him. I never seen that. I didn't know he went to gamble ranch. He never come here. He didn't have to because it's another probably 4 or 5 miles to come to town. So he was in a hurry.
No. I'm not saying that you were with Dylan when he bumped into Chase. I'm saying that you learned about this while he.
Well, I'm telling you, I did not. One place I rode with him is maybe 5 miles out to Dan's place, which is just outside of town here, 5 miles though.
Okay.
I rode him out there and back, and he told me about he'd already been to the gambling ranch that morning.
Okay.
Got enough school and his tools. So I was with him that
Okay.
morning.
All right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So then what happens?
I'm trying to think of how that conversation ended. You know, I never asked him if Chase asked for a ride. I didn't ask where this happened on Tacoma Road. You know, I just thought it was a little weird. And he said, well, he said, that guy freaked me out. He was on some kind of drug or something. He didn't know nothing. And I said, well, you better watch out because you might see him again. What are you going to do if you see him again? I'm going to keep on going. You know, I'm thinking now, you know, I guess he told his grandma that he actually gave him a ride. He wanted to charge his phone. And he actually let him in his truck and he gave him a ride 2 months. He wouldn't take him out that way, for sure. He would get him farther away from his farm, right? That's probably was a little paranoid that he might end up out there on his, find out where his farm, because his oldest boy, Chase's oldest boy, Bridger, worked for Dylan for 2 days.
Okay.
So his oldest boy knew where Dylan's farm was. I don't think Chase knew unless Chase picked his brain, you know, and wanted to know where in the hell did he, where's his farm at, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that ever happened. You'd only have to talk to his kid to find that out. Richard would know.
Okay.
'Cause I'm curious about that too, if his dad actually tried to know where that farm was at.
Okay. All right.
Back when he worked for him.
Gotcha.
Or he might have took him out there, because he had a vehicle back then. He might have drove out there. Well, show me where this place is at. I want to see where it's at, you know? That could have happened. I don't know. Only his kid would know that.
Okay. Let's talk about what you do know then. What happened? What else happened on Wednesday? As far as your awareness of what Dylan did, where he was, who he was with.
Well, he just had it out. Once he got that tool, he said, I got to go. You know, we talked about the Chase meeting thing, and I said, don't pick him up. Don't talk to him again. He said, I'm not.
Okay.
No way. I wouldn't stop. And I'm kind of thinking maybe Chase said, well, give me a ride back. Will you give me a ride back at least Tacoma Road? And Dylan might have said, yeah, I could do that. And he went to just peel past him. I don't know if this happened. Scenario.
Yeah.
Chase off.
I want to talk about what you do know though. So when's the next? Okay, Wednesday he takes off. When's the next time you have contact with Dylan?
Thursday.
All right, and where was that?
Right here. Tomorrow, he come by.
Okay. Gotcha.
From there, he saw him going out to check Randy's pivot, Dan's pivot. And I said, well, can I ride along to feed my animals? He said, so I went with him. He dumped me up to feed my animals, and he went to the farm, Dan's farm, and ran around out there. You know, look at the pivot, look at the crop. You know, he goes out and digs up the roots and stuff to see what's going on. He was there for probably, I don't know, an hour.
Okay.
Then he come pick me up. Then we came back to town.
Okay.
And he headed back to his place.
What time would that have been roughly?
He wanted to get some grub at the store, so he got some at the store. After he dropped me off, he went back to the store. He, you know, done a roadie here in the road, went down the store, was in there for a few minutes and get something to eat, and then headed out. That was probably, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
8, 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursday?
Yep.
Where did he spend Wednesday night?
In the motorhome.
Okay.
And I didn't know that till the next day.
Okay.
Because his truck was still sitting out in the Cowboy next morning. What the heck? He must have stayed here. I didn't know it.
So you weren't in the motorhome on Wednesday?
What's that?
So you weren't in the motorhome on Wednesday when he stayed there?
No.
Gotcha. All right. So Thursday morning you see him. He's got to go out and fix the pivot on Randy's place. He takes you out to feed your animals.
Yeah.
And that you say that's about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yep.
And then what happens?
Well, he just headed out, headed to his, like I say, he put the bitch here in the street, went down to the store, was in there a few minutes, and headed out every night.
Okay. When's the next time you saw him?
The next day, Friday.
Friday.
Yep.
Where did he spend the night on Thursday night?
I assume out on the farm.
Okay. All right. And you saw him Friday morning?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
He and Kay both seen him Friday.
All right. Tell me about that interaction.
Okay, he just stopped here, and I was talking about, when I seen his truck, I was like, what the hell, did you get a new truck, Dylan? He was teasing me about it because he washed it. He goes, no. I said, you finally put that pressure wash work, huh? He said, yeah. He said, it took me 2 hours to clean this thing, and I done a half-assed job with that. And I said, yeah, I looked under the wheel wells. You think? I said, I don't care about that. I just want it to look good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Look back. So I stepped up on the step, looked in the back, and the back was all thin. I'm like, wow, I can actually put a tool back there without getting grease all over it. That's amazing, Dylan. That's cool. Thanks for cleaning it up a little bit, because it was a hell of a mess. Anyway, and Taylena heard that she come into that conversation towards the end of it, because she just stepped out the door here. And then she started looking at his truck. She goes, Dylan, what the hell happened to the front of your truck? Oh, me and a pole had a little argument over at the gas station.
Okay.
And then she was teasing me about that. Why did you hit the pole? Well, I couldn't see. I pulled up to it, thought it was there, and I take off and ran into it in the snow. He said I had a snowmobile trailer behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, well, that's going to cost some money. He goes, no, insurance going to cover it all, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she was teasing me about that.
Gotcha.
And he didn't know anything about, hadn't seen his truck, prior to that being dirty. So she just caught the end of that conversation.
Gotcha. All right. And then what happened?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. He mentioned that right there. He said, well, can you help me move the 10-wheeler tomorrow? So I'm going to be drilling all night long. It's going to take all night. I got to move that 10-wheeler tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. And I said, well, we're probably going to go riding tomorrow, I said, can't we just do it Monday? And he goes, well, it's 2 days out. He said, it's supposed to rain. If it starts to rain, I got to get it under cover. I got to get down to the shed and get it under cover. And I said, well, give me a call. I said, maybe you don't go riding or something. I can peel out there on my motorcycle and help you. You ride back to your place. But he never called me. So I assumed it didn't rain. It was raining here.
Okay.
So usually he let me know, but he knew my kids were here, and he just kind of left me alone, I guess. So.
What did you do all weekend then?
What's that?
What did you do on Friday?
We were riding.
Where?
Out. I don't know. Up on Patterson Pass or something. And then the next day we went up the other way up here to Montello Springs and back in the mountains there.
Gotcha. Who would have been there with you that would be able to verify that you were with these people?
Oh, Taylena.
Okay.
They had like 6-8 friends.
Okay. All right.
Here.
I'm not asking you because I'm suspicious, right? I'm asking you because I want to be able to get you off the X so that you're not constantly being bothered by this shit. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So any person that you can think of that would have been spending time with you on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let me ask you this. When's the next time you went out to, after Friday, when is the next time that you went out to Dylan's Ranch or Brenner's place?
Well, let's see. His grandpa called him? Or maybe John. I think it was his grandpa. No. Or maybe she did. They asked me, they said, is there any way you can come to the center today? Because we're going to drain the pond, and we need you to dig a trench with the backhoe to get rid of the water, because we want to drain the pond. Because we, just verify that Dylan's not in the pond. They thought it might have fell in or something.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And sure. So I got on my motorcycle and, kind of showed up out there. They was all just coming in as I got there. Because they came from Idaho, I came from here. And I didn't know who's who. I was like, 6 or 8 vehicles rolling in there at the same time. Randy was going with a pump, and Dan was there with a couple of horses, because, the suspicion was that he tried to walk back from, what had been a 6-mile walk, and that he didn't make it. He fell down or stepped in a bad roll or something, broke his ankle. He's just out there, somewhere between the one barn and his barn. That was our first suspicion. So we combed that whole area that day, and we drained the pond. It took all day long to drain that pond.
And that was Monday?
I guess, yeah, Monday.
Okay.
Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
No, it was Tuesday. It had been Tuesday.
That would have been May 3rd.
Because my kids didn't leave here till noon Monday.
Okay.
About 1 o'clock, actually, when Taylor and them pulled out.
So what would be helpful for me is names of anybody that could verify that you were with them.
Well, Taylor has all that. They're her friends. Her and her husband were both here.
Okay. All right.
And there's 6 or 8 others.
Gotcha. So after Dylan went missing, you were called by either the grandmother or the grandfather to come out and drain the pond.
Yep.
All right. What did you do, and what did you drain that with?
They pumped it.
Well, you were using you said a backhoe. Which backhoe?
My backhoe.
And was that where was that backhoe stored?
It was sitting right there on the place because we were working on the main one.
Gotcha. All right. And how did that? And what kind of backhoe is it?
It's a John Deere 710.
The John Deere 710.
Yep.
Where is that now?
It's I moved it down to the Chechio place, which is the grain barn.
Okay.
It's prompted me to put a pitless adapter in the well there so they can use it during the wintertime.
Gotcha.
And I got to get that big tank down there's mine, so I got to move it out. He wants it off his place. So.
Okay.
Well, I need to get that tank loaded up, and I need to dig that pipe case or well casing for him and put that pitless adapter in there.
Gotcha.
I parked it right there by the well. Because I asked, well, Larry, we done here? And he goes, yep. And I said, well, I'm gonna head down to Chechos with this thing. So.
Okay. Gotcha. Is that the John Deere 710? There's some. I'm trying to think. There's who owns the case backhoe?
I don't know. What's his name? Justin. His dad hired some guy to go out there and dig up. They dug up like 60 feet of pipe. When my backhoe was sitting, I don't know why he did that. It kind of pissed me off actually, but because I said, "I'll bet they broke the pipe," and he goes, "Yeah, he did. He broke it."
When was that?
I don't know the exact day it happened.
Okay, so you think the case backhoe belongs to someone that Justin knows?
Yeah, somebody hired something. I don't know. He just told me we dug up 60 feet and we broke the pipe. You're gonna. I said, well, you better call your dad and tell him to bring another patch because.
Gotcha.
Not my problem.
The John Deere 710 is yours, and that's currently on the Chechio property.
Yeah. Yep.
Where on the property is that currently?
Sitting right by that barn. Just it'd be north of it a little bit.
Is that the one that's got a big flat tire?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, they're probably flat both of them by now. I don't know.
Well, I know one of them was. And that backhoe would have been at Dylan's prior to you moving it to the barn.
Yep.
Okay.
Where were the keys to that backhoe?
They're in it.
They were in the backhoe?
Better be, yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't take them out, especially with Jim right there. There would be no reason.
Does Jim know how to use a backhoe?
I doubt it. You cannot my backhoe. I have a hard time getting it going. That's not one problem. The start points out, you gotta jump that. You gotta make sure everything's in neutral. It's a nightmare. Sometimes it takes me half an hour to get it going anymore. But it's got, I kept telling him, I can't wait to get us back to town and get all this crap fixed on it, because I can't fix it out there. I lost a ram, one of the swing rams went to hell on it.
Gotcha.
Lots of problems. I told Dylan, I said, man, I think this place is cursed out here. I've never had so many problems with my back all my life. So we started calling it, we was watching a mining show. We started calling it Luciferville.
Oh. That's I can understand that, just having spent the limited amount of time that I have out there. I've been out there like the past week. I think I've spent 3 full days there, and I come home and I take all my clothes off in the garage and go right to because I'm just covered in dirt.
Wind blows out there.
Yeah, everything's covered in fine silty dust. It's a rough living out there for sure.
I hate that place. I really do. I come to hate it because, usually the wind blows, and, Dylan's like, just because the wind's blowing doesn't mean we can stop. We got to get this done, I got to get this water going. Dylan, I don't like working in these conditions. Oh, well.
Yeah. So, has anyone asked you, Jim, Justin, anybody to dig anything since you were asked to kind of like go over and help drain that pond?
No, I wouldn't. Well, they couldn't pay me if they did. They don't have money enough. Now I charge you $100 an hour.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. So I want to make sure I got this straight. You see Dylan on Friday morning. You're busting his balls about the shitty job he did washing the truck. He's telling you then, can you come help me tomorrow? I've got the seed truck out there. And you're like, yeah, give me a call if you need me, but you never hear from him again.
nope.
And that's the last time you heard from him.
And, you know, yeah.
And Friday, he was aware of the fact your whole family was in town, and
Yep.
you got shit going on for Memorial Day, and you're out.
Riding every day.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And the first you hear about Dylan missing is either Larry or the grandma calls you.
Grant Karen called me.
Yeah,
You know, kind of weird because I don't have her number. I don't
gotcha.
know why. It was a 208 number, and I just answered it. And she said, "This is Karen Rounds." I went, "Oh, how you doing?" Yeah, I didn't met her. I've seen her out there with Larry a couple times, but they never introduced me to her. I just seen her sitting in the truck.
So,
But anyway, have you seen Dylan? I said, "Oh, not since Friday. You haven't seen him?" She goes, "Why?" She goes, "Well, he called me at 7 o'clock on Saturday. He said he had to take the grain truck down to the farm, and I hadn't heard from him since."
gotcha. Let me ask you. Let me ask you this. You suspect that if foul play was responsible for Dylan's disappearance, you would say to take a look at anyone who might have been listening to Dylan talk about this check that he got, and that he might have been the victim of a robbery or something like that gone bad. Who would be sitting in that bar that would have had an opportunity to hear that? Should I be looking at?
Who would act on it? Paul Toshak or Tom Hardy. They're the only two that come in that bar and they come in there and gamble. So they're setting the machines, they got their back to you, So a lot of times I've been in there and talking about them. I didn't realize they were in there. And they hear me, running them down because they're druggies,
Yeah. Who's Tom Hardy?
He's a tweaker or a meth head, whatever you want to call him.
Either's fine.
So Tom, earlier you were talking about where Jim's place is out there. Is it off of that same road that Tom's place is off of? Like where you go out past Toshak's place and there's like one, you go down even further and you turn left onto that road over the tracks?
You could get there. You could get to his place that way, but that's kind of hard to get to Jim's.
Okay. I was just trying to visualize where that was, and I was thinking, because we went out to Tom's place, so I was wondering if it's out there kind of near Tom's place, but.
Tom's place? You went to Tom's place? You mean Paul's?
Well, we went to Paul's, but then we were looking for Tom, because isn't Tom the one that keeps like all the dogs and stuff?
No, not to my knowledge. Whose dogs? Chase's dogs?
No, not Chase's dogs. These were different dogs.
Well, I don't know what dog you're talking about. I don't think Paul has dogs, and Tom don't have dogs to my knowledge.
I'm not familiar with Tom.
Oh, it's where we found Aaron.
Oh, I didn't go for that. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. All right.
his name was Tom too. I thought that was
Gotcha.
Tom. But-
All right.
Okay, sorry. It might be a different Tom, but it's a dude with a bunch of dogs. But out near Toshak's place.
Well, Annie has a dog, I think. Annie Fredericks and something like that.
Yeah. This guy was up the road from Annie.
Yeah, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives about, probably 3 miles up the road or 4
Yeah.
miles.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, kind of on a high spot there. Yeah, that's Tom's brother owns that.
Oh, okay.
Tom doesn't own anything.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Even a little tweaker.
Yeah.
So, and his brother lives right here in town.
Okay. All right. I was going to ask something while you guys were talking about. I can't think right now. My brain's a bit fried.
Well, while Ross is thinking about that question,
Oh, I know what it was.
Oh, go ahead. Well,
Sorry.
whatever. No, you're fine.
Who's Jerry Kempton?
Jerry Kempton?
Or-
He's dead.
Or he goes by Alan Kempton.
Oh, Alan Kempton? Oh, he's a truck driver.
Gotcha. And tell me about him.
Just a big, heavy-set guy. I don't know. He's not, I think he's a thief myself.
You think he's a what? A thief?
Thief, yes.
Okay.
I really believe that him and his dad and Johnny stole Tom's toolbox out there from that building. That's been, when in that, what you call the grain shed. Tom had he was an aircraft mechanic, and he had a big, huge toolbox in there with all his tools in it.
Uh-huh.
And those guys were working out there then. They were the only ones working there at the time. They were kind of finishing things up, the planting and stuff, and all of a sudden that toolbox went missing. And they had a loader sitting there in that building with forks on it. We figured they used that damn machine to pick that toolbox up, put it in the truck, and took it away.
When would this have been?
About 3-4 years ago.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
Big roll of weight, it probably weighed 700 pounds. It was huge.
Okay, gotcha. When's the last time you saw Alan Kempton?
A couple days ago.
Where?
Right here in town.
Gotcha.
I seen him actually yesterday. He was cruising around in his truck, in his pickup. He drives a Dodge pickup, Dodge Ram with a red tailgate on the back of it. Yeah, but he's with Becky Palmer, which he's hooked up with her. They live next door to each other. But that's kind of a weird thing, because Chase had a relationship with Becky, so did Jim, and now this Alan is with her now. So that's kind of a crazy circle there.
Yeah, it sounds like it. She sounds like a real nice lady.
Yeah, the reason they just roll around town, because he has to take her over to this Mike Wilson's place to get her meth.
Gotcha. So is Alan a meth head too?
He could be hanging out with her. I mean, that's what Jim was telling me. She was trying to get him on that shit. Jim was buying it for her. That was part of the deal, I guess. If you want to get laid, you have to buy her meth. So.
Gotcha.
And they get it from Mike Wells?
Mike Wilson. He's the drug in town. Yeah, he lives over there by just the place I'm going to the dumpster. There's a great trader, tandem axle trader, sitting there kind of out in the street. There's a lot of shit on his place there. He lives in a single white.
Gotcha.
I know he takes a lot of stolen goods in to trade it for the drugs they want, and then he takes them over to Windover across the state line to get rid of them.
Gotcha.
Shit. Watched him do it. Watched him load up several times.
Do you know Don Haley?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about him?
I couldn't think of his last name. Somebody's asked me today. I couldn't remember his last name. I don't know. He worked for Ed to start with. That's 4 or 5 years ago when he first moved here. Ed ran into him on the road, and Don says, "Hey, Ed said, hey, man, you need a job?" And he was like, "Yeah, I need some work." And Don's a mechanic. He's kind of a handyman. So Ed put him to work right after that.
What's he like? Did you hear me?
No, I didn't.
What's he like?
Oh, what's he like? I don't know. He just looks like an old biker. Seems like a harmless person to me.
Okay.
Or, towards Dylan, I can't say I've seen him ever get angry or anything.
Is there any particular person you think I should be looking at?
Wow. Well, I had those, the tweakers. I figured they had the information you guys needed a long time ago. And that's what I kept trying to direct Candace and them to. And even the detectives, I give them all the names, like Toe Shack. All these people were friends with Chase. They knew, a lot more about him than I do, because they hung out with him. I never hung out with Chase.
Well, let me just ask this. And I've heard all those names too, and I know they've been reported. I know they were reported to law enforcement. And I mean,
Okay.
I know they've been talked to. If not them, then who?
Oh. I don't know, I suspected this Mary Price out here at one point, because Chase, he had his motor flew up to her place at one point. She lives out here right on the Utah border. Their husband's kind of almost bedridden. He's on oxygen all the time. So she's kind of stuck there, but Chase was hung out with her a lot of times. I know he was, having sex with her, for sure. So I just kind of directed him to all the people that Chase knew, because I had to think somebody knew about this situation, or, kind of his plans, or, whatever. And I have to think somebody, either Paul or Tom, because Chase wasn't at the bar, they must have told him that Dylan had got a $30,000 check, and they're like, whoa, this kid has that kind of money? Oh, man, we got to roll his ass, right?
Who else do you know that was aware that, was there anybody outside of the bar in Chase's life that was working with him, hanging out with him, associated with him, that would have known about this $30,000 check?
Well, Robert Avalez, I guess, for sure.
Gotcha. What about Jim or Haley? Or Don? Jim or Don? I call him Haley, but that's his last name. But
I don't know if they knew about the check or not, because, they wasn't really working for Dylan at that point. I mean,
Okay.
him and Don had fallen out. Don just, and I asked Dylan, did you fire Don? He goes, no, he quit. I said, oh, okay, whatever. He just said he doesn't think I'm paying him enough, and
gotcha.
he can't work for me for what I'm paying him. So he just said, I just soon, hit the road. I'm going to go fishing. I guess his kid sold some property and got given $20,000. So he said, I'm just going to go fishing. He goes, well, enjoy yourself, Don. I don't blame you. I wish I could go fishing. I'm tied down to this damn farm, so have a good time. And so then I had to fill in. See, then he needed me more and more all the time. He's constant, I was like, damn. I didn't want to, be tied down with all that crap out there. He didn't, but he's constantly calling me. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?
Gotcha.
I went to Independence Valley with him once to help him over there, because he had to move his chain wheeler around, and he needed to drive his truck to get him back. Well, that's when he brought the truck over here to Dan's. So I went with him and drove his pickup back to the Dan's farm over here, and he drove the 10-wheeler. And actually he planted Dan's other farm, which is called the Barrow. It's down the Pilot Road, out Rudder Peak out there. That's where he picked it up to start with. And we went south down to the freeway, got on the freeway, drove it clear to Independence Valley, and it sat over there for, a week or two. And then when he needed to move it back to Dan, this farm over here.
When you say this farm over here, are you talking whose farm?
Just out Dan Iverson's. He had both of them. The one out to Pilot, and then this one over here. He just bought this one over here. It was the Lee farm. Now it's the Iverson farm, but it's just 3 or 4 miles out of town here. It's right across the tracks from
Gotcha.
down here.
Okay. Can you think of anything else, Cody?
I just have one other question, I guess. Are you aware of any other friends that Dylan might have had? Like, when he was a young kid, is there anybody in town he hung out with? Did he have, friends maybe out of town he went to go see? Like, anybody that you're aware of in his life that, he might have been hanging out with or talking to?
Well, I don't remember, JT or something like DJ or something, his friend up in Idle, in Rigby, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Rigby area. But he had some friends up there, and he had some Twin Falls. But I don't know them. I've never met any of them.
Sure. But no friends in town, in the area?
Not my knowledge. He didn't want to know anybody in town. He really didn't. He didn't want people to know his business too much here. He just kind of kept to himself. He didn't. I can't think of anybody even. He conversated down at the bar with other than Dan. Maybe Troy a little bit once in a while. But I'm trying to. Maybe Rich, because I guess he talked to Rich a few times. Rich Lockshaw, which I didn't witness that. Rich says, that's a good kid. I really like him. he's something, you know, he's really got his shit together for a 19-year-old kid.
Was that kind of like the perception that everybody else had about this kid?
Yeah, everybody just thought, wow, if you knew anything about him, he's a good kid. He wasn't, a druggie or, and he didn't mind to tell you he was a farmer, I'm a farmer. I work 24/7, he said. Just, like he said, when you're planting time, you time just...
Don't matter if it's windy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's windy out there every day, I swear.
Yeah, I know. I've been out there. All right.
I go out there maybe twice if the wind didn't blow, and I'm like, Dylan, this place is amazing when the wind don't blow. He says, yeah, I know.
Gotcha.
His trailer? Did you go in his trailer at all?
No, his trailer was. They've taken, the law enforcement has taken his trailers and is processing them for any evidence that might be in there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So my first time out to his ranch, I've been out there 3 times. The first 2 times, almost all that time has exclusively been spent at Chechio's property, where the
kind of headquarters, where they put headquarters stuff down there, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the only standing building in all of Lucin, other than that crazy Czech dude's airport. But yeah, I went down to Dylan's place yesterday for the first time just to get eyes on it, and there's just the pivot running.
Right.
So, all right, sir. I hope that I don't have to go to as much trouble to get in touch with you in the future if I have any other questions.
What's the trouble?
Well, I've been trying to get in touch with you for a while, so now that I've got your cell phone number, basically what I'm saying is like, if I call you, that's not going to be a problem, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. I got the sense that you were a little anxious to talk to law enforcement, which is why when I tried to get in touch with you, I got phone calls from your daughters instead, which I get it, I understand. I'd do the same thing if it was my dad.
I talked to all of them. I sat down with all of them and told them they asked me questions. But at some point, and then his dad said they're going to come kick my ass. But I said, why are you following my brother the day he got pulled over? And he goes, it's none of your dad follows you wherever I want, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, hold on, back up. Who was this? Say what now?
Justin. I had tried to call Justin because Troy said, Justin's got somebody following me. Troy was going to Salt Lake to get, things from the bar, hamburger and stuff. And he said, somebody is following me. Will you call Justin and ask him what the hell, why they're following me? If they want to look in this trailer I'm pulling, they can. It's no problem. I'll pull over and they can look at my truck, the trailer, and get off my ass.
Gotcha.
And pulled over. And he said, I'm constantly, I've probably called Justin's number 7-8 times. Just before it got spun out of control, right?
Uh-huh.
He wouldn't answer his phone. So Don pulls up, Don and Jim pull up out here, and I said, try Justin's number, see if he answers, and he answered the phone. And so Don handed the phone to me. I just asked Justin, I said, what in the hell are you following Troy for? And he goes, he just went off. Just got, angry with me. I just want to ask you a simple question. Why do you expect he had that Dylan in that trailer or something? I don't know. We just wanted to pull. I said he was willing to pull over. You wouldn't answer your phone, dude. Pull over. Please, come over here. Come over here. You wouldn't.
And is that the day that Troy got pulled over with the cops?
Yep, over in Utah, and over towards the Pearl somewhere.
Gotcha. All right. Okay.
You wouldn't talk to Troy, and I asked Troy. I said, did they mention my name? They want to talk to me? He goes, I mentioned your name a couple times, but they didn't say they want to talk to you now.
Well, that's because we had a bunch of people out there, and there was a group of people trying to track you down at the same time that I was talking to Troy and Lionel, and I guess your dad as well.
I figured I'd talk to enough detectives. They had enough information. I mean, what I knew, I had nothing new at that point. I thought, well, they don't need to talk to me because they hadn't talked to Troy at all. Or why, other than the detective asking, when was the last time Dylan was in here and bought something, and Troy had to look it up on his thing and give him the date, the time, the amount.
Yep. So I'm just gonna tell you this. I mean, God forbid this should happen again, where someone goes missing. And I've been involved in plenty of missing persons cases and missing kids and whatnot. It's not uncommon for law enforcement to comb over what's already been done just to see if anything's been missed, and that's not necessarily because they're, thinking that you've done something wrong. It's just a matter of like, we need more detail.
Right.
And I may have to call for clarification on something, a week or so from now, or I might talk to somebody and they might say, no, the color, who knows? It might be something. And I understand it might be an inconvenience to you, but it's not.
No.
Yeah.
Just I go out every day looking for Dylan. And I when Jess did that to me, I said, I'm not saying another word. I'm tired of this shit because they threw me under the bus. She called me a liar. That I was misdirecting them. And I was like, wow, this is what I get for sharing information.
Well,
Gee.
I'm not gonna do that to you. Let me ask you this: have you had any contact with a guy representing himself as a private investigator by the name of
Yeah, he
James-
called me with
James Terry?
5 minutes conversation. James is his name. That's what he told me. Refer to me as James. This is PI James from the East Coast. Now, what are you gonna do? From the East Coast.
Did you happen to record that phone call?
Oh, I wish I would have. Boy, I wish. With that idiot.
This is the guy they're talking about that I'm going to cover next. I just had it right there. I
I
don't know why.
understand you've done a little work for Dylan. Yeah.
James Terry.
I understand that he's gay. And I'm like, what? He went to that gap right off the bat, and that pissed me off. I said, there ain't a gay bone in that kid's body. Well, I know differently. That's, I've known this kid for, hanging out with him for 3 months now, working off and on for him. And you're telling me he's gay and I don't know that? I think you're an idiot. And I hung up.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Hey.
Well, do me a favor. Should that investigator James from the East Coast reach out to you again, if you could just kindly let me know.
Okay.
If he does try to call, just let him know.
Okay.
Don't talk to him.
Okay, yeah, sure. Actually, I have to look in my phone records. He may have called and I just ignored it. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I didn't really label the number. It's a kind of a word,
Yep.
like we're being back there, some weird zip code.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, sir. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not at the moment. I'll think of something though. Can I call you?
Yeah, man. That's why I gave you my cell phone number.
Well, okay. Well, I appreciate that because, sometimes I come up with different scenarios in my head and, I think they should be followed up on.
All right. Well, give me a call if you have anything.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right. You take care.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Okay, so that was a long call with Kurt Wadsworth. And Lionel and Troy Wadsworth, I guess that's his brother or something. But what I want to look at is this letter that I have up here, and it's funny that they just touched on it just when I have it up here. It says, "This is Dear Mr. Terry." Now, this is apparently that private investigator that I think is this case that they hired him $2,500? Is that this case? Did they talk on the phone? Yeah, I believe it was. Anyway, Dear Mr. Terry, my office has been retained by the Rounds and Cooley families to send this letter to you and demand that you immediately cease and desist your continued non-authorized involvement in the Dylan Rounds case. You have made malicious, unfounded, and incorrect statements and have made verbal and written attacks on the Rounds and Cooley families. You continued unauthorized, malicious, false, and inflammatory statements are defamatory and subject you to payment of damages to my clients. Your actions are diverting the focus from finding Dylan Rounds to what appears to be your own personal vendetta and or to promote yourself at the expense of the truth. You are interfering with and undermining the investigation of Dylan Rounds' disappearance. You are damaging the integrity and effectiveness of the entire investigation by your unauthorized and misinformed actions both publicly and privately concerning this investigation. The family of Dylan Rounds immediately demands you cease and desist with any further actions, verbal and or written, pertaining the investigation of Dylan Rounds' disappearance. Your failure to stop all further action, verbal and or written, will result in the filing of legal action against you. The family of Dylan Rounds do not want to waste their time, resources, and energy with any further action against you in this matter, and therefore request your immediate compliance. Your background and record of services has confirmed your lack of credibility and integrity. This has further been demonstrated by your actions in this matter. Since you're released from this matter, we further demand you send me as legal counsel for the Dylan Rounds family all recordings, memoranda, notes, and your complete file in this matter. Very truly yours. And then that's the lawyer. So now I have 2 calls here. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Jim Terry.
So here's how this works. Troy and Tracey were married. Troy is the guy with the scratches on his arm. You're 100% right.
Okay.
Tracey's divorced from Troy. Tracey is talking to this farmer and this rancher and this big money guy out there that wants to meet with you, that's scared to death. He talks to Tracey continuously. Tracey knows what holes they use in the desert to hide bodies.
Yes.
She knows how to find it all.
Is that the person that my ex-wife talked to?
I don't know who your ex-wife talked to because
anyway.
They won't tell me. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt they've talked to this woman.
Okay.
This woman is extremely scared. She is Kurt's ex-sister-in-law, but she was married and part of this family for decades. So there's a guy named Ty. Ty is the alpaca farmer. He's a good guy. He's helped me out a lot.
Okay.
And he knows everything out there and everybody out there, and he's a straight shooter. I want you to call him and set up.
When I first heard this come on, I thought this was like a Crazy Eddie commercial. It sounds so bizarre, doesn't it?
A meeting with him. I don't know if you want to do it face-to-face, do it somewhere public. I'll let you figure that out, because I know you can't trust anybody. I don't want you to tell him to be. He's got a big house up there, and he's afraid that Kurt and his brother are going to burn it down if he's caught talking to you. He could also get you in contact with Tracey. Between this guy, Ty, Tracey, and myself, we'll solve this. But in worst-case scenario, they're going to give you all the background that you need, and since you're there, you're the only guy that I think has a chance. I think these people are scared enough of you that they'll shoot you straight. So I would like you to give him a call right now, and he'll explain to you everything that him and I have been working on over the last 4 days. So I'm going to give you his number right now. Are you ready? I'll hold if you want to write it down.
I don't have a goddamn pen in here.
Hold on. I'll text it to you.
Text it to me, yes.
Yeah. You need to call him immediately. Tell him you're the boy's father. Tell him you just spoke with me. His name is Ty. He'll take you through it. What he's telling you is gospel. It's not innuendo or bullshit. And Tracey is the woman you've got to use to get him to get you to her, and you'll be able to figure out what happened to your son.
Okay.
It's two possibilities, and he'll explain that to you. So I'm going to send it over to you right now, okay? And then you call me after you're done messing with them. But I would meet with these people in some sort of a public area, even if it's outside of town. You know, just because I think it's safer for everybody. Once the Wadsworth finds out you've talked to Tracey, they'll either flee or they'll start burning or killing people in that town. It's that bad.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Okay, and then there's one more call from him, and that was with Dylan's father. Okay, let me go to the next one.
Okay, that was Karen Rounds. That's who was just calling me on the other line, so I didn't want to. Okay, so I'll call her back. I didn't want to be disrespectful to her. So here's what I got.
Okay.
There's a guy named Ty. Call him Ty. He's an alpaca and llama farmer out there. He's he's got some money. He's a good guy. And I've been dealing with him out there. I pulled some strings and he's a guy you could trust. If you trust me at all, which I would say don't trust anybody, even me, but I would trust this guy as far as anybody else out there. This guy knows everybody. He's got money. He's a good dude. And he has property out there. He wants to meet with you, but he's extremely terrified. As he just told me that they're going to burn down his house. He's very good friends with, and I just texted this to you guys, with, hold on, I got my notes right here, with Tracey and Troy Wadsworth. Troy Wadsworth is Kurt's brother. You've probably never met him, have you?
Yes, I think I have.
Okay, he's kind of, him and his...
Oh my God, I lost you.
Hello?
There you are.
Okay, so Tracey and Troy are kind of separated, but they hate the Wadsworths. They hate the family. They're kind of the black sheep of the family.
Troy?
Troy and Tracey, yes.
Is Troy the one with the scratch marks all over on his arms that you said?
You know what? I'm getting all confused now, but let me just finish this and then I'll let you decipher it.
Okay.
Tracey has been talking to Ty, which is the guy who's the alpaca rancher, about this family, about what holes they use in the desert.
Holy fuck. I lost you again.
Okay, that's the guy that they then...
So here's how this works. Troy and Tracey were married. Troy is the guy with the scratches on...
That, and he sounds like somebody. He sounds like some shyster, doesn't he? The snake oil salesman. But that's the guy that they wrote the letter to later, that he was doing all this stuff and spreading all this crap around. Okay, next up. Okay, let me go to... Let me try one thing over here. All right.
Okay, that was Karen Rounds. That's who was just calling me on the other line, so I didn't want to...
What kind of vehicle is that?
It's a Sherp. They call it.
That I can come up there to the farm up here and get water whenever I need it.
Okay.
But that Jim guy, he wouldn't allow it.
Okay.
Okay, we heard that. That's that Kevin Bibbins. The guy that was the Vietnam vet. Now, let's see. We have a Lionel and Troy Wadsworth. What is this?
Guys is more for background information in regards to individuals that frequently.
If they're going to have all that music and you can't hear that, I'm not even going to. No way, I'm not. These people do like the worst interviews sometimes. Let's see who else we have. Deputy Wells with Brenner. Deputy Wells with Brenner.
I can't see him walking that. I know that kid. And you see that country?
Uh-huh.
Be easier, if I was going to cut across country, I would go right here and go to the corner of that fence, and it's all good walking along the road until you get to the road. That's how I would do it.
Yeah.
But what I'm worried about, I know he had a handgun and a shotgun. The shotgun used to lay on the back seat, and I looked in his truck, and I don't see the shotgun.
That's James Brenner
His
on
dad knows what he's
5:30,
got.
2 days
He
after.
hasn't been like suicidal or depressed or anything, has
No,
he?
no, but I'll tell you, he's been hanging out over that bar in Montello, and I could give you some names of some scumbags over there, but he's been shooting his mouth off about how much money he's making.
Yeah.
And he's a 19-year-old kid, and there's one guy, Chase Ventra. If you look him up, he's over there, and he can do anything he wants. He's been robbing, stealing, and everything, and the Elko County Sheriff won't do anything about it. There's another guy by the name of Robert Lee, just got out of prison, spent 20 years or 10 years in prison for home invasion with a firearm. And he just got a guy from Salt Lake that bought 10 acres of land over there, pulled a home invasion, robbed him, and when the guy called the Elko County Sheriff, they come down and says, well, you don't have that much of a description. So he's walking around over there. And there's a couple other ones over there. But
So was Robert Lee and who?
Chase Vectra. I can never pronounce his name, but in 2016 there was a SWAT team called in Ogden where he was in his father's house. He's a habitual domestic violence guy. A friend of mine sent me the newspaper clipping on my old phone that I dropped in my water trough, right? And he hid in his father's attic. He covered himself with insulation. And finally they got him. But he pulled the same shit over here last summer. He beat the shit out of his girlfriend. My buddy called the cops on him, and they come and they escorted her to the Utah border. I told that kid to stay the hell out of Montello. It's a trouble, no place for him. I've got 10 acres of land on the other side of that mountain. They burnt me out. And the Elko County Sheriff's Department said, well, because you live a quarter of a mile from the Utah border, there's nothing we're going to do about it.
That ain't right.
I've been talking, well, Chase has been involved in, Boyd over here got robbed. A guy by the name of Michael Moore got robbed. This is all, Boyd got robbed last year. Michael Moore got robbed last fall. Danny over here on the other side of Don, he got nailed 2 years ago, and the Sheriff's Department figured it was 6 vehicles because what they didn't steal, they run over all the shit, and it's coming right from the other side of that mountain. They know all the trails coming over here. And Chase is the ringleader of it. And if you talk to his mother, he had she knows more about it, but he ran into Chase on the Tacoma Road the other day, and Chase kind of scared him a little bit. So his mother will tell you about the conversation that happened.
Okay.
This Chase is somebody to look into, but don't plan on any help from them assholes over there, because Detective Brager's already tried. They won't even answer his phone calls. I've been in contact with Detective Brager because these sons of bitches, they're good, with the exception of Kevin, there's good people living around here. They're not thieves. These guys are coming over here stealing shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it has anything to do with this, but it might.
Well, it's something.
Yeah.
What's your last name again, Jim?
Brenner. Jim Brenner.
B-R-E-N-N-E-R. What's a phone number for you?
Oh, good question. I never called.
I don't call myself either.
Wait a minute. I think I wrote it down in my wallet.
I think it's ice raining outside right now. You have to be freaking kidding me, okay?
Awesome.
But the last time I seen Dylan was about a little over 3 weeks ago at the pond. I go in and cut wood, firewood, and I get my water. And he come pulling in, and he was telling me how much money he's making because he's farming over there. And he asked me if I needed anything in Burley. He was going to be back the next day. I said, yeah, bring me down some eggs. Well, I haven't seen him since. I seen him drive by with the Case tractor that's down there, pulling his drill. But to talk to, I haven't seen him.
He's lying. Killed him.
And like I say, he delivered that grain truck while I was over Don. I usually buy roast or something, and Don cooks it, and I go over there on the weekend. He cooks. He likes to cook, and I like to eat. So, and I come home, and the grain truck's in here.
That's when he killed him.
And there was 2 sets of tracks. The tracks coming in, and there was a small set of dually tracks going out. So I think he picked up somebody to help him. Cause how would he grab the drain truck off? I don't think he would figure on just walking home.
Yeah.
He's too friggin' busy for that shit.
Yeah, and Mom said it was like 2 miles. I get here and they're like, no, it's like 4 or 5 miles.
About 4.5 coming down that way, because I rode it on my horse. And if he was gonna walk, he would cut this way, right across, and hit the corner over there, jump the fence. But it's a 5-wire fence.
Oh, the gotcha? Yes, he's got a very familiar voice, and it drives me crazy. I
the easiest
feel
way to go is this road.
Yeah.
That guy
Well,
drives
let's
me.
get down there before they.
I've said that since the first time we heard his voice. That's Special Agent Ross. His voice, I know it from somewhere, and it's driving me berserk.
Disturb the crime scene.
Okay, thank you.
In the part where he was talking out the window with him? I guess.
Alright. So I got the James guy's last name. Because.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. That was Deputy Wells with Brenner. Deputy Wells, when the truck window was broken. Broke up Brandon call. What is that?
Hey, Brandon.
Oh, hi. Hello, sir. How are you? Well, that's a stupid question.
This is Justin Rounds.
Yeah, I asked you how you were, and that's a stupid question. I apologize.
Oh, you're good.
So to make it kind of quick, if anything that I say sparks any type of thought in your head, please let me know. But I can be quick.
Okay.
So I ran into him on a regular basis out there when he first showed up. I have the closest property to him right there on the state line at the tip of Rhyolite right there. It's that big butte that...
Shit. I lost.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. The big butte, the what?
There's a big butte. It's called Black Butte and Rhyolite. It's on the end of the Pilot range right there. It's what his farm backs up to. That mountain range that's right there.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just right on the other side of that little hill from him, like a mile away. And
Pigeon Butte, Pigeon Mountain.
I forget the name of it. On the other side, it's called something different than it is on our side. On our side, we face Black Butte and Rhyolite, and then on the other side of the east-facing side of it, which is he's on, they call it something different on the Utah side. I don't know the name of it, but it's the same. I can send you the map of where we're located and everything. But we saw him on a regular basis, and lately, the past month and a half, there's been a lot of really violent break-ins, like armed robbery style type stuff. We had a lot of stuff stolen, and we had a neighbor get his camper broke into, and he was beat half to death, and they left him for dead. They stole his guns and all of his stuff, and the sheriff wouldn't help anybody. We had they tried to start bobcats and stuff.
That reminds me of that vacation movie. Remember when Chevy Chase says, "What would you like me to do? Beat you something, leave you for dead," or something? Remember that? But this sounds like a horrible place to live. When you listen to these people, my gosh, who the heck would want to live there?
There's a group of people I can give you names of that we've got figured out of who was involved.
Yeah.
That should probably be talked to. And there's a guy, I don't know if you guys have talked to him. Do you guys know who Kurt is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kurt was with him every day, and your son was at the bar regularly. Like, I saw him there. Almost any time I saw him, he'd be at the end of the bar with Kurt. I mean, they were in there regularly together. Kurt knows everything that goes on out there. He knows everybody that boy could have ever come in contact with at any point. And Kurt is also somebody that we've had issues with lying and being a part of some really shady things that have gone out there in the past few years since we've been there. He's always surrounded by shady stuff that's going on.
Okay.
So I have a guy out there who's literally right next to the farm right now. He's there full time. His name's Marcus. I'm gonna have him like, if I can get your email, I'll send you some maps of that mountain area. It shows you all the access points and all the weird mines on our side and all these weird hidden ravines and stuff. And it's a really detailed map from our hiking and our hunting stuff.
Okay.
And if it's in any way, shape, or form helpful, it has access points on it to show you how to get up into the mountain instead of being on foot. But I would like to provide that to you guys, and I would love to send you an email with the names of the people that we found had some of our stolen property and were involved in some of these other situations that are all still out there right now. And anything we can do to help or provide you guys access points anywhere near there, we're more than willing. And my heart goes out to you. We're totally praying for you guys. I didn't know what was even going on. I just got back in town and found out everything that was going on, and I'm not surprised at all, which is scary and sad to say.
Yeah.
So,
what is your name again? Brandon what?
My name's Brandon Isbell.
Isbell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And everyone in town knows who I am also. It's a small place.
Yeah.
But I was trying to come out tomorrow to go check on my property again, but that's when I found out about all this, how serious all this has gotten. And I just wanted to reach out and just anything that we can do and anything at all. But I want you to know though, the last time I saw him, he was like really down in the dumps. Like he seemed really sad. I don't know how to say.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. I don't know he's pretty quiet. He doesn't really, he doesn't like party or do anything crazy or anything out there. He usually just keeps to himself. But the last time I saw him, he seemed off, if you will.
Okay.
So, I don't know if he has any mental health history or anything.
No, he doesn't. When was the last time you saw him, roughly?
I saw him the week before Memorial Day. That's when I was out there last.
The week before Memorial Day. I talked to him Thursday before Memorial Day, and he seemed all up and chipper and talking about, he works with a guy named Randy something for the Wine Cup Gamble. He was talking about tractors and plant grain and all that.
Did he ever mention a guy's name named Jim?
Jim?
Jim, yeah.
Yeah.
Guy worked on a pig farm.
I don't know.
That guy is super crazy, shady weirdo. Hangs out with a guy named Chase.
Hangs out with a guy named Chase, huh?
Yeah.
Is it the guy? Is the guy named Jim that lives in Chechio's place? That's the squatter.
Yes, that guy.
Okay.
That guy's super sketchy, shady, weird. I've run him off of our spot a few times.
Yeah, he is weird. We found Dylan's boots at his place, outside of his house by a dirt pile.
Yeah, I would honestly, that guy scares the crap out of me, and like we've had to run him off with like firearms a few times. He shows up in the middle of the night, wandering, going through things. So I wouldn't feel comfortable not telling you guys. I wasn't gonna say anything really, because normally I just don't want to have any issues, but this is kind of scary, and I would just like to let you guys know my interactions with him lately have been fine. He just got ready to plant, or was just about to plant last time I saw him, or just planted. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but
he planted for the Wine Cup and was ready to plant here. So your number. Brandon Ishbell.
It's Isbell. Isbell. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's some of the information we've got, kind of some of that stuff, but I don't know what to We got so much stuff. I don't know what's what.
It's a nightmare. I don't even know where to begin, and that's kind of why I've been hesitant to reach out. But when I realized that this was like, oh my gosh, this is right next to me, and there's all these other things that have been happening the past month and a half out there that are just, it's insane out there right now.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of random traffic, and a lot of it's being brought in by these tweaker people who are out there off the church road outside of Montello. So, yeah. But
okay.
Other than that, I will probably be out there tomorrow, and if you guys want some maps, some of my Onyx maps, I can forward them to you.
Yes, we'd love them. You can forward them to office@rounds.
Can you text that in that message to me so I have it and I don't get it wrong? I'm just driving at the moment.
Yes.
And then I will send you all my maps for the area that's right there. I hike it on a regular basis, so.
Okay.
If you guys need any help finding any of these access points, I'll be out there tomorrow, and I can show you where all the entrances are, because they're impossible to find unless you know where they're at.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're walking, so.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm praying for you guys, and let me know if you need anything, and otherwise I'll reach back out tomorrow if I don't hear from you, and I'll send you those emails today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Bye.
You have a decent day.
You too.
I don't know why this recording's going on. Oh.
Hello?
Hey Dana, is the email at the farm? What's some emails I can get some stuff sent to?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate you.
No, not a problem. You just let me know what I can do, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I didn't see Terry today. Terry K. Wonder where she is. Or did I see Terry K today? Is he calling someone else, or is this just on here? I guess not. Okay, I don't know. He left it recording. Let's see. So that was Brandon. Then FBI audio interview with Hatley. I wanted to go, let me see, where's the jail call? I saw the jail call. Where the heck is that? Hold on a sec. Oh, here, let's see what this is. Jail call, it says 10/1/2023.
Oh, this is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at
James
correctional
Prophet.
facility. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To refuse, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
What happened?
Hello?
Hello, is Carrie there?
This is Carrie. She was just accepting the call from me.
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. My girlfriend was just accepting the call from me.
Okay. Yeah, it's what
So-
handcuffs off. When they come in and do walks, you gotta get cuffed up if you're out. Or get locked back in. You're only allowed out people to drive. You and your celly if you got a celly.
Do you have a Sally?
Yeah, I got a celly.
What's his name?
Huh?
Is it Brendan?
He's is it who?
What is he?
Is look up a name on YouTube called Dylan Brown.
Dylan Round?
Yeah, Dylan Brown.
Okay. Do you get commissary at all? Or can you buy any commissary?
Yeah, I can still buy it. Just I can't buy like coffee and noodles.
But you can get other shit?
I can get other shit. I owe the jail like fucking $30 or $40.
Oh, really? How come?
Yeah, I had to go to the hospital. I had a heart attack.
Oh, really? Shit, dude. Okay.
They charged me $25 for shit.
Damn, that's bullshit.
I know, right?
Hey, I never went and got into your storage, but you didn't tell anyone else about it, did you?
Yeah, there was supposed to be one other person who was going to, but he just went up there, and I think they threw him off the property because he was trying to cut the lock off of it.
So they threw him off the property?
Yeah, they threw him off the property.
So what is he gonna do? Is he gonna go back there and still try it again?
No, he can't go back there. No, he
The only way to get in there is
he's not gonna have to write a letter to get it notarized.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I can do that. Hey,
I don't.
when you look up that name, keep in mind the guy I'm in here with James Brenner.
Yeah.
He's got some property. He's got some property he wants to sell too, and he's gonna lose it. It's in Vegas or Nevada.
How much is it?
$2,500 for 10 acres.
Hold on, wait, what?
$2,500 for 10 acres.
$2,500 for 10 acres. And how do I know for sure? And where is it at?
It's in Nevada. I would call you back. When I was in the room with them. I think he's got headphones at work. But, I'll call you back and let you know.
Why you can't? You gotta go right now?
No, not yet.
There should be some money on this phone. There should be at least enough for you to do a couple 30-minute calls.
Okay.
But I might be able to put money on your books.
All right.
That
would be awesome.
What about? Did you? I haven't really done anything honestly since I got out. I was looking at your situation, and for a minute it looked like you could get bailed out for $1,000, and I went. What?
No hold bond now.
Yeah, I went and checked it out, and I tried to see if I could bail you out, and they said that they had a hold up.
Yeah, it's a no bond hold. It got me charged with first-degree aggravated murder for the suicide of my wife.
It's crazy they just put that on there. I don't know. I've heard some crazy stuff about it. I'm sorry that's happening, dude. That must be horrible dealing with that. It's bullshit.
Yeah, don't sweat it. Let me get a note written. Let me get a letter written up and get it notarized, and then maybe I have to send it up the property, and you can just come and pick the letter up. Other than that, I don't know any other way to get it out.
What if I came to the jail and did let me call someone and ask them what I need to do. But I'll do that. I'll go get that shit and whatever, you know what I mean? I'll put money on your books, at least a couple thousand, because you're gonna be in there a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here about 2-3 years fighting this. Maybe not that long.
Just know that freaking I don't know if anyone else has dogged you, but I won't fucking dog you. So
yeah, that dude stole one of my bank cards and he brought $100 up here, and put it on there, but I lost most of it to the fees that they owed me, and they ended up with like $26 off of that. 'Cause they
Oh,
take
wait,
40%
someone
of
else?
everything. Huh?
Someone else ended up with a bank card, not the kid with the glasses?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, one bank card. I still got three of them.
Wait, so are you talking about Jackson? He ended up dropping you off 100 or somebody else?
Yeah, with Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. Well, I don't really care
The
about.
one that got the card.
I don't really care about any of that, but I'll get your storage open for you if we can figure out a way to make it so that I can just go down there and show the person. I could say you're like my stepdad or something and be like, hey.
Okay, that'll work.
I mean, I could even take it over and fucking.
All right, you just sign power of attorney over to you.
If I brought something in there to do that, would you do it?
Yeah, I definitely would do it because it's gonna be. I'm gonna lose everything in that storage. The bank cards are safe where they're at for the moment. I got 3 lawyers now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one of them said they would get your bank cards for you. Do you trust them?
I got one of them working on a way to get the bank cards out of the police department because I got a bank card.
Okay, what is this one?
The reason that I came to talk to you,
Ken's called you.
That one we already got. All right, that I figured that. Let me see. What is this other one? 10-3. Jail call.
Hello, this is a prepaid.
Yeah, but
What they got? What are they saying on YouTube?
On YouTube.
Oh shit.
if it does that, just call back.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it does that.
So my belly wants me to call you, come in the room. I think his headphone works. I'm making a favor to call. He wants to try to find out. He wants to find out what they got. What are they saying on YouTube about that going around?
About what he did?
Yeah.
Why? I don't. I'll check. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll check. You told you yet?
No, I haven't seen it. I can't get YouTube in it.
Yeah, but haven't you asked him anything, or what? You guys two scared the man like it and shit? You guys both could be trying to make a deal against each other. Just kidding.
No, hell no. No, hell no. Not me.
Okay.
No, I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure, but he just wants to find out if you how much.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll look at either right now we're at the dog park, but I'll do it when I get home.
Alright, cool.
I'll look at it. Man, I don't know. What did we do today? I was just asking me. Okay, I don't even remember, but we have a doctor's appointment. Yeah, now we're at the dog park, but
You know where Elko, Nevada is?
I was gonna tell you, we're going to take money. We just withdrew money from my savings account.
Yeah.
American First, because I don't have a checking account. I just have a savings account.
Yeah.
She cashes her checks and puts them into my savings. And we just withdrew 500 and we're putting that in. We have like a couple hundred with us, but we're putting that in her bank account. And the way she has to do it, she has like a bank that's out of state, and you have to go to like CDS, and it's called Capital One. But they hook her up and they go bank. Or we go deposit that. And then I think I'm gonna put like $40 on your books. If I put 40, how much will you get?
I'll get like 22, maybe 22.
To get something. You think you get something?
They take like 40% of it. If you do it after, are you gonna do it by cash?
Yeah.
You're gonna come up here to the jail and do it?
Is that how I should do it?
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. If you do it like after six when they go home, I'll be able to get it all. I'll make an order, snatch it, make the order, and then before they come in the county.
Do I need to do that by today or by tomorrow? How do I do it?
Probably by today.
Is today Wednesday?
Today's Tuesday.
Wednesday
When you count Wednesday, it won't count.
Okay, come on, hold on, wait, say that again. Do it tonight after 6?
After 6, yeah. After 6 when the accountants are all gone. That way I can grab a hold of it. I can
And then tomorrow they won't take it?
Yeah, there won't be nobody here to take it. There won't be nobody here to do it. And I'll be able to I'll make the order, put it in, boom, commentaries cut dry.
So, alright, okay.
But you would check that round thing and let me know what evidence you got that they're trying to hold against them. And the property is up by Elko. You know where Elko's at?
Yeah, I don't know. My girlfriend might be interested in that. It's up by Elko. But if this guy's legit, does he have an attorney or someone for us to talk to? Or?
Well, I don't know. He might.
Cool. Let's go.
I have my lawyer. You need a lawyer, I got.
And why is he selling it for so cheap? Is it not that?
Because he's going to lose some taxes 3 years in a row, no paying back taxes, which is $73 a year or $37 a year.
And he's willing that someone will just pay the $2,500 taxes they can have the property. How many acres is it?
10.
And it's got to be worth more money than $2,500, right?
He says right now it's worth 8.
It's worth $8,000. Okay.
He says it's worth 8 right now. I don't know nothing about it. I haven't seen it. But
8,000 or 80? Did you say 8?
8.
Oh, okay.
It's on the side of tabletop. What do they call them? Flat tops.
Okay.
Side of a mountain.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'll go look at what the YouTube thing says about it.
All right.
And then I'll let you know next time you call me.
Okay. And I can tell them then. I could probably call you any time, any day, in the room with his. Maybe he'll.
Why don't you ask? You know what you should do? You should ask one of the COs what they say about
the property.
So if you trust me, I won't steal anything. I'll put everything.
You're the only one I would trust. After experiencing you in here with me, you're the only one I would trust.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm cool. And you know what, dude? If there's ever an opportunity in the future where you do have money that you want to invest in, my girlfriend
if they'll let you pick up my wallet, dude, there's like $1,000 in food stamps on there too that you can get. See what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, heck yeah, I love food stamps, dude.
Food stamps, dude.
I'm trying to get a job, but I get $300 a month, and she gets $500.
Well, look, we were getting $4 something, and it's been March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 4 months at 4.
And you think there's going to be cash?
On it right now. But I'm not worried about that.
And then you said that there might be cash cards too?
Yes, there's 2 cash cards. One of them's going to have $2,800. It's going to be my stimulus check, and the other one's going to be my disability that came in before they stopped it. And that's going to be that's going to be $2,000 right there. There's 2 guys.
Well, why don't you try to? All you have to do is fill out a form that says you want to release your shit from me.
Well, that's what I got to see. I got to see how. This part I got to find out. I don't know if I got to write out a property selling form here, or if my lawyer's got to do it. You know, the power of attorney thing that we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's how we're gonna have to go about that. That power of attorney thing, so you can pick up my wallet because it's got my birth certificate and all that.
Oh,
I know you don't want my identification.
Did you know all I have to do that is get the form and then go down to the jail and like tell them that I'm there, and they'll pull you out and they'll have you sign
Okay. Then that's good too. And if you can just go over to the police department, the one that hooks up with the fire department over off the 21st or 22nd, and I got to find out what kind of property release I got to get. But I'll release everything to you. I don't care because it's got some neat little things you might like, and I don't know, my Bluetooth speaker or something like that.
You'll probably. I'll check to see what I can find out, but I'm guessing you're probably gonna have to fill out a form at the jail too, where all you do is you write my name, and as long as I bring my ID to wherever your shit's at, wherever all your property's at, as long as I bring my ID, then they'll release it to me as long as you have my name.
And then I can give you the PIN numbers because it's got two sets of different PIN numbers on the cards. My food card.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to put all the money in on your books? Because I will. I'll just go on.
Well, yeah. If you could put the money on the books, keep Keep like 400 or 500 for yourself. Okay? And then the food stamps you guys can have it. And there's a green and white card that says healthy benefits on it. Dude, every month, $250 every month of free groceries from either Walgreens, Walmart.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get cuffed up or something. They're calling for it to lock in. But yeah, I'll do that. There's gonna be guaranteed like $1,000 of food stamps.
I lost you, but now I hear you.
I said there's gonna be at least $1,000 of food stamps on it, and then there's a healthy benefit card.
Oh, I heard.
They had $250 on each card. On that card, they have $250 a month. That you go to like Walgreens or Walmart, and all you gotta do is scan it. There's no PIN number necessary.
Okay.
You can get $250 worth of food. You can even use it for rent and shit like that if you can figure it out. We never could figure that part out. But I just use it for food because we travel around on the road all the time. Just fucking easy to hit a Walmart because every place got a fucking Walmart.
Yeah, and I remember
How's the wife doing, man? You guys doing okay?
people were following you. Me and my girlfriend were getting off really hard too, but we still are. But it's kind of great.
You know, that would help you guys. That should help you save money, right?
Yeah, and we have a little bit saved up. We don't tell. We don't tell.
I'm on the phone.
But she's got like at least like $10,000 saved up.
Yeah.
And that's not a ton, but it's enough for us where we're getting into a place.
Hey, let me let you go, man. They won't be rack in. They're gonna start talking crazy to you.
Okay, I think we have to do word cookies and go to bed because I've had a long day and I don't know what's on tap for tomorrow because of all the stuff I've gone through today, and I have a medical appointment tomorrow, but I had something that I have to get checked out from today, and we'll see, and it's like really crazy, so I need to get some rest. Steve Lato, he does humorous updates. Oh, okay, I don't know Serenity, but Serenity, we'll see. Hi, Pet Nanny Nancy, how are you? Hi, Murder. Hailing, that's what I was doing over here a minute ago. Ice raining or something, hailing, yeah. Gin, yeah, Gin is always there. I always get Gin when it's there. Got hail. Hailing. Okay, hard, clean. I tried Gale, it doesn't work. Sea hags are the nag, the sea hags. Very good. And how about lag? Nil. Oh, thanks, Serenity. Align. Very good. I already tried that hard, it didn't work. Okay, we did it. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Anyway, may the Lord bless you guys, protect you guys, and give you his peace. God bless everyone. Please say prayers for everyone in the community, especially Marianne. And please say some for me too, because I have to go for something. It's a big mix up. I hope that's what it is. It's just, I knew getting my stuff in a new place was going to be weird. And they didn't have, it just, yeah, it's a mess. Just please. And hopefully everything will be okay. Anyway, hi, Pencilla. Good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be good. And see you tomorrow. Love you. God bless.